Still loading. Now we're live. Go for it, man.
Okay, all right. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to what episode are we on, guys?
21, man.
Episode 21 of Cap Raise, the last Cloudia podcast. If you notice, I am doing the intro instead of Zero. We have changed it up a little bit due to some technical difficulties on Zero's sides. We're gonna switch it between me and DK. We still haven't decided who's gonna be like the actual, host, or maybe we might just alternate between me and DK on our channels on YouTube. But for the time being, we're gonna give this a test and then just see how it goes. So, if you guys want to go ahead and say hello, Zero,
What's up, everybody?
and
Having
then
a great
DK.
time.
What up, guys?
So yeah, today's podcast is gonna be a little bumpy just because of the test, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about Shift Milim briefly, just because I feel like we should talk about her a little bit, and before moving on to Melee, the new unit that came out. So without further ado, I think DK, you got Shift Milim as well, right?
Yeah, I did. I sure
Okay,
did.
have you used her any, like, in terms of like PvP and
Oh, yeah.
PvE?
Yeah, I have.
You used her? Okay.
PvP. I mean, I'm sorry, PvE, not really PvP.
Not really PvP?
Mm-mm,
Okay.
not yet.
So I'll let you share the PvE side, but as far as the PvP, I'm not gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna go too much into detail in her kit, just because I'm sure there's videos out there that if you want to see super in detail descriptions about what she does, there's videos out there. But I just want to go ahead and share my 2 cents on what I've seen just by using her in PvP. In PvP specifically, I've used her on offense. I've used her on defense. Just to sum it all up, offense, she's good. She's definitely usable on offense, but just her skills are just not fluid enough for me to use her over using Lug. Luxeus is still he's still the one that I use on offense. But I tried to use her on offense. She did good. Her S3 does hit pretty hard. It's just her skills just aren't fluid enough for me to use her. Like Luxeus has his S2, which is, can snipe from afar. He has his S3, which when he gets it off, it persists, and the same thing with his S2. The problem with Milim, Shift Milim, is that her skills are all melee range, and they don't persist. So like if you get the skill off and she gets hit, the skill just becomes completely nullified. There's no persisting whatsoever. So all of her damage just gets thrown out the window, and that can be pretty annoying. And I've experienced it plenty times for me to decide that yeah, she's just not, she's good, but she's not good enough for me to use her over Luxeus. As far as defense, on PvP defense, she's definitely good just because she can, take a bunch of hits just because of her trait. The Ancient Demon Lord right here, continuous haste, speed effect, that's cool. Nullified Dragon, Killer, and Slayer effects. So not a lot of people run Dragon Slayer, and not a lot of people have Dragon Slayer to begin with in their kit, unless they have, I believe, Divinity Slayer has Dragon Slayer in its kit, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
So people that, or units that already have Divinity Slayer, they have Dragon Slayer, but she's null to that. So that's a pretty good advantage. So that's one part of her trait. When taking a combo attack, cut damage as hits increase, max 50% at 20, effect calculated per enemy, and resets when combo ends. So the first part I still don't really quite understand, the effect calculated per enemy. So does that mean 3 enemies are attacking and everything's just calculated by,
It means
all together, right?
Yeah,
Is that what that means?
basically what it means, from my understanding, seeing people in Discord and some testing, is that that calculation is independent for every individual enemy. So you have to have 20 hits from the same enemy to have 50% reduction from it. Whereas if something else hits you and it just hits you like one time, and something else has hit you 20 times, the thing that
Yeah.
hits you once is going to have less damage reduction until they've hit you more.
Ah, okay. All right.
Basically.
That's how I was thinking of it that way, but I just wasn't sure. Okay. So, um that 50% reduction at 20 hits is definitely achievable just because of how units and their hit counts are nowadays. 20 hit count, 20 taking 20 hits is like super easy. So she automatically will get that at the very beginning. And this alone makes her, quite tanky. But also she comes with Human Slayer or Human Shield, sorry. Damage from humans minus 20%. So Human Shield and her trait, those two alone make her pretty tanky. But you can also give her, more skills that reduce damage reduction. There's one skill that I like to use on my defense, which is from the the original run of the Slime collab, which is on the Veldora arc, which is the Tempest Dragon's Blessing. Add Dragon type strength plus 10%, physical damage taken minus 15%. So she already has, she's already a Dragon type, and then if you give her this, then it's more damage reduction, but people can't take advantage of Dragon Slayer because she's null to it. So, long story short, she can be made to be extremely tanky. And I've seen replays where I'll lose, right, but I'll watch the replays just to see how well she tanks. And I've seen her sit there being fainted, and she's still taking hits like a champ. Like unless they're just like hitting massively hard, she can just sit there and take hits even though she's fainted. So she's very good on defense just for the sake of taking hits. I haven't My defense on arena isn't really made to deal damage, so it's just more of like tanking hits. But she does a very good job. So that's my experience with her in PvP. It's pretty short and simple. I don't know if you have anything to add, DK, if you've used her in PvP or if you just want to go ahead and move into your experience with her in PvE.
Yeah, so yeah, PvP not really, but I mean it's exactly what I would have done. I don't have the arc, so that I didn't even think about that really. Um, I've uh, I've heard a lot of people say that she can be, really tanking, especially in PvP. Uh, but there's not a lot to talk about with her. She's very simple. It's a pretty easy build. You either want her, you can do, like I said, you can do both. There's people that have like I think almost like a plus 20 Milim out there, and I can foresee just that being really nasty in PvP. Really hard to kill.
Yeah.
She hits exceptionally hard. So it's just again, when it came down to it, especially you, I know you were talking about her for months. If you ever had a slime collab, you would basically empty your bank account for it. And it was just really disappointing for me as well. I still think she's a good unit on some several occasions, but she isn't what I wanted either. Especially after seeing Rimuru. I felt like they did such a good job on him, especially because he was originally a mage, and then they went ahead and kind of changed his whole kit around. And I felt like whenever she came out, it was almost like they didn't really do much with her. So, but I do like the character. PvP most likely I probably will try it. I've always been fascinated by PvP's all dark teams. I think she'd definitely be a good fit in there too. So, hopefully we'll see more of your videos from your PvP side. But going into PvE, she's fairly good. She caps really well. It's weird. I don't know if it's just me, but does her numbers seem like they're like bigger on screen when she hits, or is that I don't know if it's because I remember I've been playing with Levi a lot because Levi is just so much fun right now. And I just feel like when she hits, like the golds and the whites seem exceptionally bigger. I don't know if you guys noticed that. It's just like it's kind of like in your face a little bit. Whenever
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they just seem like the font just seems like oversized when she hits, and I'm like, is it just me or am I like not seeing this correctly? But it's different. But I feel like PvE there's other units to use, so I don't know. She's good. She hits hard. She favors a lot of special, like applications, I guess you could say. Actually, I saw somebody post a video of her hitting like over 100, like not a little less than 100K on her S4, which is really cool. So there's ways to cheese her as far as making her like optimal as far as what she can do. So yeah, really and she's a pretty easy build. Mostly her kit is pretty awesome. A lot of physical damage percentage added to her kit. 30% here, 50% there. I know that like because I think she has a dark high drive, I think. It's like 30%, and then she gets like another 30% on one of her traits. I mean, one of her passives. So she's just got like, I mean, look at that right there. She has 30% from high drive. She has 30% from mega. She has dark attack damage, another 30%. If you actually scroll down a little bit further to her like her passives, she has like another right here, right there, Demon's Aura, another 30%. So that's what's so good about her is that you really don't have to put a lot into her to make her effective. So I feel like that's where she's going to shine the most. And for a lot of new players out there, I think she's going to be really good. So as far as hitting dark resistances, I've had little to no trouble, even with 70 res. She caps fairly well, not a problem. Actually was talking to Mobile Gamers Unite, and he's actually the most excited for her. And he would say that he's like obsessed with he's obsessed with her as far as hitting the highest resistance as possible, and he was doing it. So there are people that are really going to enjoy her. It really just comes down to that. So overall, I think the unit's it's gonna be she's great. She's great. Not what we wanted. I did not pull for her. I got her luckily on a single daily ticket. So
Nice.
yeah, so yeah, it was a good time. So that kind of made me like, let's go ahead and build her, see how she is. And I was a little impressed. But as far as like me like actually chasing her, no. Yeah, unfortunately I'm with Jawline on that. I was a little disappointed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just wanted to add, so like her destroyer trait, where like she's got this gimmick where she wants to, hit really really hard with her ult, and she can hit really hard, but it's like there's I feel like this whole trait altogether, like this whole ult gimmick was just kind of a
It
waste just
was.
because like there's no like this could have been okay, so like the first part of the story, dark damage cap plus 40% or
Yeah.
dark damage plus 40% and then damage cap plus 10,000.
Mhm.
Cool. That's real great. The second part of the trait, the rest of this, in my opinion, it was a complete waste. They should have done something different just because like her ult doesn't even charge fast enough for
Mm-mm.
it to like warrant, even being this focused on like if her ult charged fast like OG Alice, okay, cool. Maybe then yes, it would have justified the her ult gimmick.
Yeah.
But as it stands, her ult gimmick was just a complete waste, and I wish they would have done something different.
Right.
But
Yep.
it's too late for that now. But I wanted to share my opinion. I just feel like it was a complete waste. They could have done something completely
Right.
different to
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And
I agree.
the worst part about this whole travesty? How fucking sick is that sprite work?
It's so good.
Oh yeah.
It's
Mm-hmm.
so good. That
Mm-hmm.
sword, and
So
you don't
good.
even get to see the sword animations at all, too. Like it was a big
Yeah.
miss, and like like Jolene was saying, it is not only is a lot of her stuff conditional, but even as a player, I feel like I'm stuck with conditionally trying to get her S4 to launch because you have to either have Great War or Ruin maxed out. Or you can do like the Logmegia summon cheese where you can fill up the Bartha there, or you can do a little bit. At the end of the day, you have to go above and beyond just to even make that possible. And again, no one wants to do that. We already don't like to watch S4s, and therefore we have to watch it climb just to get to that point.
Yeah.
It's just
It
it's
it
a
just
miss.
it feels like it's tacked on at the end, but
Yeah.
not properly integrated into her
Right.
kit. I
Right.
feel like the picture would be way different if they focused around it more.
Yeah.
Like maybe she has a passive where maybe she doesn't charge it super fast all the time, but it's like, hey, all hits hitting an enemy weakness charges your ult faster, and it
Hmm.
makes it like the equivalent or better than OG Alice,
Right.
or like gets it close to tank.
Hmm.
So it's like, holy shit, like you can get like 4 of these off in a boss fight.
Yeah.
Because like if you're needing to like use multiple, it's a thing. And along those lines too, like What if she had a way to stack up max MP? Because, like, from what I understand, her max MP is not that high, and you need to waste a lot of
No.
SC to get
Yeah.
up to 500, which maximizes that. So,
Yeah.
like, it's just poorly conceived
Yeah.
all around, and it's really sad. Like, that's all I wanted was for her to have one niche. She could be garbage at everything else. I know the
Right.
big thing people are mad about is, like, her S3 is illogically poor.
Yeah.
Oh
Like, it's just
God.
so bad. It pushes away a single target after teleporting to them,
Mhm.
gets them across the map, doesn't hit anybody else, and you don't have teleports on any other skills. Like, there's
No.
just so much bad there.
It
But,
re-
like,
yeah.
Her S3. Okay, so the first part, yeah, it teleports, pushes the enemy away, and then once it explodes, after like 300 years, once it explodes, then it has a little AoE around it.
Yes.
But like so it's got two moves. The first move of the S3 single target. The final move, yeah, it's a little AoE, but by that
yeah.
time,
And
it does nothing.
Well, and
Mhm.
isn't it only if the target is by stuff still?
Yeah,
Or is it
yeah.
around her?
Yeah,
so, like,
if they are
it
near
requires-
together, yes.
Yeah, so it's like hyper specific positioning, and it's only a couple of hits, and it's just like, why? But to me, I would still be interested in her if she had a really, really quick charge time, and you didn't
Right.
have to have like the crazy MP requirement.
Some kind of cheese. Some
'Cause, like,
kind.
it's
Like,
niche.
yeah.
Like, one thing that she could do better than everyone else, that's all it takes for me to be interested in a
Right.
unit, and she doesn't do it.
Right.
Like,
And I wanted
Yeah.
to say, so on top of her, her ult gimmick, and then just like having to focus trying to pull that off, she has a skill that's called I'll play with you some more. Whenever using special, boost special damage cap, max damage plus 75%, damage cap plus 15,000, when used 3 times or more. So you're telling me I
Per
have
wave,
to,
right?
I
Yes.
have
Doesn't that
to,
reset per wave?
Yes, it does.
and
dude.
it resets
yes,
each wave.
dude. It's bad.
So I have to try to focus using her ult 3
Yeah.
times in
Mhm.
order to use this one skill. It's
You know where I got
it's
the most out of
garbage.
that? No joke. And this is something that I had to do because I was like, I'm not about to go fight a boss. It's boring. So I actually opened up God mode on whatever levels, whatever missions those were years ago. I opened up God mode because we all know how tanky those things could be. So I actually did 4s4s throughout a God mode round. And it's possible, but I mean, that was like the only reason why I could do that. Imagine being in multiplayer and you have this dude just 4s4s just to get the boss at half health. Just because they want to see that. It's like, no, man, we don't want to do that. Like people we already got rid of like the HP locks. No one wants to watch the same S4 get launched 4 times in a row or 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of man.
So at the end of the day, I think we at least us three on the podcast can come to a conclusion and say that the shift Milim that we got was not the shift Milim that we wanted,
No.
nor was it the shift that we expected.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a dark unit and she's your first one, then you're gonna be fine. She's actually really decent on damage. I think she'll carry you, a good amount. She can definitely hit those resistances on dark. So not a
Now-
total loss for newer players
But
for
what
sure.
he's saying, if you have her already,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be upset. She's good.
She's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you are wanting a dark unit and you don't have her, don't fucking pull for her, please.
And I mean,
Unless you're in love with her. Like, if you're just
Yes,
a huge fan of the
favorite,
anime, you love
fan
her,
favorite.
you want her because of waifu reasons, don't
Absolutely.
do it. But just to derail the conversation slightly, tomorrow we're getting a male-only pity banner. You can get Luxeus for 30k.
yeah.
I've said it.
Awesome.
Don't chase Milim anymore. If you plan on it, just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got like a few hours or whatever, or you still got some hours left. But if you were thinking about trying to get her, just don't do it.
On a side note, that arc though, man, that made me so angry that arc was on that damn banner because that arc is very good.
I did pulls on her banner. I did plenty because I wanted to see if I could get it. I just got shafted. This whole collab didn't do me so well, and it drained me dry for the next thing we're going to talk about.
Ooh, ooh.
I really wanted this arc though.
This arc is really good. Oh man, besties. I wanted it so bad. I couldn't go through my life knowing that I pulled on this banner and got like 5 Milims. Like I just couldn't do it, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like I know that it's a chase on an arc, but it just I didn't get Rimuru, so honestly, he was my favorite out of this collab. I'm a big fan of non-attribute units. He brings support to the team. He's good on damage. He has a lot of AoE. I mean, he was a good unit to have, especially for newer players. But I wish this arc was on his. It would have been a way easier chase.
Yeah. So just real quick over the arc. Sworn Ally, my bestie. Uh, Dragon. So the first part, Dragon type only, STR plus 25%. I've said this before. I'm not a big fan of like stat boosting things. I feel like this is a waste. But I guess it's cool. When a party member other than the unit is revived, revive the unit once per wave. So if they're dead, but then another ally is dead and they get revived, then you get revived. So I guess it's neat. I don't really like the condition that it has, but I guess it's it's there. All attribute damage taken by unit minus 10%. That's that's okay. That's not bad. When another ally unit is equipping this arc, damage cap plus 1,000. So meaning if you're a multiplayer and 3 others happen to run this arc, then now you have a 3,000 damage cap,
That
right?
is how it works.
Okay.
You've tested that? Yeah.
No, I'm assuming. I
Oh,
mean, I don't know
okay.
any of those.
When I saw this, that's what I wanted it to be, and
Mhm.
I hope that it is. But the way that it's worded, it seems like it would just be a one-time thing.
Oh,
Because it says when another
another
ally
ally.
has the thing, do it not for each ally with this arc equipped damage cap plus 1,000. But I don't know. If somebody in chat can confirm one way or another, I want it to be 3,000. Like
Yeah.
it'd be really
Good call
cool to
out.
just have everybody synchronized and be like everybody run this arc. We all get our big cap bonus, whatever. But flavor wise, it also makes sense for it to only be one potentially because like besties, it only takes 2 and it doesn't scale up more. The
Right.
arc passive seems like it kind of plays into that. You have your one bestie that you're linked up with to be a little stronger. But like, yeah, I wish.
So
So I don't know.
I haven't. I just assumed it was 3 others, then you get 3,000. But it's the way it's worded. You're probably right. Um, but I don't have any way of testing it because I don't know if anybody else has this. So the all in all, the traits they're okay. Nothing too crazy to write home about. As for the skills, fast brave, we already got it. Not nothing
That's
cool.
too crazy, yeah.
Claw boost.
Nice. I'll take it.
Very nice. When a claw is equipped, physical attack power plus 10%, 4 SC, pretty nice. Shockwave, already got that. Unbroken Promise, 5 SC. When reviving an ally with unit's active skills, restore unit MP 30 and SET 15 once per wave. So I went ahead and tested this, and it is in fact, as it says, only once per wave. But I made it to where I tested it and I had 2 of my units dead and I had Theria revive with her ult. It only applied once. So don't think that you're going to get like 60 MP, trying to revive 2 at the same time. It only applies once and that's it. But that's actually, I actually use this in arena just because 30 MP and then resurrection or high resurrection with Theria is like what 24 MP after her discount. So you basically get the free MP back, and then on top of that you get 15 SET, which can help her reach her S3 or her S2. So I don't think it's a bad skill to run if you happen to get it. Dragon Geyser. I don't know if you guys have anything. No, I don't know if you guys have anything to add onto that. The Unbroken Promise.
I was gonna say it seems like it's mainly valuable in arena, but for arena seems good, and I think it's well priced for what it offers.
Yeah, these prices are
Seems
just
pretty good.
getting better and better as far as the
They're
costing.
figuring it out.
Yeah, they
It's
really
right.
are. They really are.
So yeah, all in all, cool skill. I use it. If you happen to get it, consider using it. It's worth it in my opinion. Dragon Geyser, the first time we see it, I feel like this is maybe lore wise, I guess. I'm not too sure.
It probably is
but
something like that.
Dragon Geyser, nonetheless, even though unfortunately it's on a limited arc, at least at least we now have Dragon Geyser, right?
Shit.
So
some of you have
but
Dragon Geyser.
it's funny that we get Dragon Geyser, even though on Milim it nullifies any Slayer
Right.
effects or whatever.
Sure.
But anyways, Dragon Geyser 9 SC, cool.
Mhm.
Besties, this is the skill though that everybody wants. Which okay, so besties, 5 SC. If one other ally also has besties equipped, physical and magic attack damage plus 15%. This is amazing.
Yeah.
For the SC cost and for what it gives,
Yeah.
incredible.
Absolutely
Mhm.
insane. You know what's so funny is that I am so like upset that I didn't get this arc, and I noticed that you have an extend point there, so I'm almost positive that means you got a dupe, and I fucking hate you for it.
I did, yeah.
So I'm so salty that I actually was like, you know what? I have something that's similar to this. I'm gonna search my little pocket here, and I found Empire of Might. I'm like, all right, man, I'll use it. I was like, I was like,
Okay.
as many
So
enemies
one
on the
interesting
field.
note about it, I haven't tested it because obviously I don't have it, but I saw people chatting in Discord earlier, and I believe they said that it is important. It says one other ally. You can't just put this on your entire party. I believe
Yeah.
you are supposed to have exactly 2, or it nullifies the effect and it does
Mhm.
nothing. So just figured
It,
I'd throw that out there in case people didn't know.
imagine if this stacked, boy.
Damn. Yeah.
That would be incredible. 35 or not
Oh
30.
yeah,
Yeah, 30.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm not saying I would expect it to stack. But it would be cool if like you could have an entire DPS team and like they all get plus 15.
Right.
But as soon as you have 3, it turns to 0.
Yeah.
Is what I'm
But I mean, ideally,
Okay.
you usually have one support and like 2 DPS. So therefore, you're still gonna. I'd still
Yeah.
feel you're gonna
Yeah, for
benefit
sure.
high from it.
Totally. And I love the fact that it hits magic and physical.
Yes.
That's so good because
So
it just
nice.
reinforces like a well-rounded team, which is great.
I know on stream you can't really see the icon, but the icon itself for besties, I like it. I think it's rather amusing. I think it's pretty cute because you see Rimuru here like being all annoyed, and then you see Veldora, just trying to hug up on him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, besties 5 SC, 15% more physical and magic attack
So
damage.
good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Very good to use.
Yeah.
And the Arc Ether
Uh,
reward looks like you already.
Yeah, Ether
Yeah.
reward.
Damn it! Look at that.
Solidly
So
solid, eh?
the Arc Ether reward, Rimuru's Vessel, 300 HP, 30 STR, 30 Int, 30 MP, 30 defense, and 30 mind. So it's a good amount.
Mhm.
I'd say it's a good amount for every. I mostly care about the HP and the MP, but you know the fact that it gives 30 to all the other stats aside from HP, pretty nice.
Yep.
When HP hits 0, auto revive and slightly recover HP once per wave. So a free revive on an accessory, I think we don't have a lot of them, but the fact that they're giving us more, even though
Mhm.
it's on a limited arc, is cool. So
Yeah.
I like this. I actually use this in arena. But
Totally.
very cool.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
like,
it's green pendant, but way better.
yeah. It's like a poor man's
You know?
Ring of Wisdom.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, totally agree.
No attribute resistances and no ailment resistances. So that's I wouldn't say that's unfortunate, but it's just how it is.
Yeah.
All in all, it's a good accessory again because it's a revive.
Mhm.
So that can save you some SC if you don't want to run decoy, which is 7 SC,
7.
and you want to put that into like DPS or something else. Can definitely save you that SC. So very good accessory.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have anything else to add on to it.
Probably like
No.
one of our best ones we've gotten on an LR arc in a while. So
I would say ODM gear was probably one of the best, and then
ODM
this.
ODM
too.
gear. Which one was
ODM
that
gear
one?
was just generically amazing. Plus 10% physical damage to bosses with a fat amount of like strength and defense. I
Is
think.
oh, okay.
Did it
was
That,
give
from
+1 speed too?
and it gave plus speed. Yeah.
is
So
that on what was that AOT right? What happened?
yeah, that was AOT.
AOT.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I know. I think
Yeah,
it's
that was a
great.
good
I was like, it's
Yep.
better than the wrench we got in FMA. I don't know if you guys remember that ridiculous
Oh, the
wrench.
wrench, yeah.
Yes.
The other
so-
one from FMA was pretty solid though. It
Yeah.
had like 80 MP on it.
Right.
Yeah,
yeah. That was pretty good.
was
Yeah.
huge.
It was
for
silly.
us.
And then
so-
it had like all the ales as a passive, basically.
Yeah.
Or something similar. Like
So,
plus
Mhm.
all in
5
all,
color
if
stuff.
you got this arc, you won. If you didn't get Milim and you got this arc, you won. It's that simple.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
If you were
Yeah.
chasing Milam and ended with this shit, you feel good.
You
good
should
about
feel
it.
really good about it. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
right.
So speaking of arcs that I didn't get, I did do a YOLO summon to try to just see if I just happened to get that fire arc from the Redux, just because I'd like to have it on my account.
And for it,
And-
Oh,
yes,
yeah?
solid.
I instead ended up getting OG Milim, and so I built her up. She's pretty damn fun now.
She is. She actually
pretty
is a
damn
lot of
good.
fun. Yeah.
So for anybody entertained by the thumbnail of this one, that's kind of why. Like her buffs were pretty impressive. Like,
Honestly, yes.
Yeah.
Now that I've used her, and I used her in PvP, and I've on offense and on defense. On offense, she's a lot more fluid than Shift Milim, just because of like the way her skills work. And then she's got Indomitable Spirit, Super Armor, so
so
it's
good.
she's a lot more fun to use on offense, and I feel like she's just more reliable, just because her S3 is a warp, and it's an AoE right off the bat. um Her S2 is like Roy's, like XBet, it's around her, so even if you're like force targeted by Ruto, you can just move anywhere, right? You can just move to whoever you want to hit and just use her S2, and then boom, you have no
It's
problem hitting
good.
them. It's very
Yeah.
good. Sorry, I didn't
High
mean to cut you
value.
off. Go
And
ahead.
also her auto attacks feel pretty good overall. Like I tried going in to just see how she could do with like Goddess Kiss and just like looping Honey Elixir on herself.
Mhm.
I was pretty easily getting hits over 200 for MP. Like just yeah, she was solid. She felt good.
Jaw, is her
I was
S4
like,
single
damn.
target by any chance?
No, it's
No,
AoE.
her
It's
Oh,
S4
AoE.
is AoE.
that's
Yeah, her
awesome.
S4 is not bad, other than the fact that like it's like 25 hits because I was testing it out, but it's still like I think it's like
She has one of the
28k.
coolest animations too, and on her S4. I love that S4 that she has in this one. I was always
Yeah.
a huge fan of it. But I just didn't know if it was a single target or see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's AoE.
man.
It's AoE. And it's a pretty good AoE.
Yeah,
Like
no.
it's not bad. You can build into it and it works.
Hmm.
But I wouldn't focus on it.
No.
But
No.
if you need to use it, it's not bad.
Right.
I'd probably compare it. It's probably about as effective as like she does,
Right. Okay. Right on.
No. Okay.
which is respectable, but not game breaking.
Right.
Put some clothes on, Milam. Jeez.
It's funny you say that. So she's got little to no clothes,
Yeah.
has super armor.
Damn, man.
Shift Milim has armor, but no super armor.
No.
Come on, Itis. How does that work?
I don't know, man.
So I think between Milim getting her buff and then using her with her buffs and then using Shift Milim, if I was to use one of them, at least in an arena, I would use regular Milim over Shift Milim. On defense, they both do about the same. I kind of want to say Shift Milim does better just because of her stats. She just has more stats to work with. But they both do pretty much the same. They can tank equally, if not better. Or no, actually, sorry, I take that back. Shift Milim can tank better just because she has the Dragon Killer and Slayer effect nullified, but they both can tank relatively well.
Yeah.
So
Awesome, man.
yeah,
You got both of them, so that's awesome. I'm glad you got
Yeah.
both, man, because I know it's like your girl. So
she
Oh,
was
he paid for the first one.
the first one. Oh
Don't
yeah,
you
I
worry
paid
about
out
it.
the ass.
so
I
you
had
got
to
your
pity her.
refund back.
Oh yeah, I got my my tax refund looking real nice. So I think that about covers
Yeah.
Shift Milim, her arc, and then what we have to say about her. So I think we can move on to the nitty gritty, which is the
Ooh,
newest unit that has been
yes.
announced.
Absolutely.
Things
Which
people care
is
about. The reason
yeah,
we delayed for an entire day.
yeah, which is Shift. Oh, not Shift.
Woo,
Sorry,
boy.
Melee.
Oh man.
Let
I'm
me
so
let me
excited.
let me share that on my screen real quick. Change windows, and here we go.
So while he's loading that up, this is my girl, man. So this is like my Milam. For Jawline. I don't know if you guys have pay attention to the story, but she is a nasty person. She does not care, and she will kill anything in sight. And I love how they portrayed her. She's very evil compared to like what AOG was. I felt like she was a little cynical, but they just took the cake on this one. And not only that, they added sound effects to what she does. They don't show it, but I mean you can kind of imagine what's happening in the background with her. So I'm 100% so excited for this one.
Right.
Okay.
So are we gonna play this whole thing, or are we just gonna like skip ahead to the good parts?
We can go ahead and
It does have a long intro. It's like 30 seconds.
it does. John, we'll let you do what you want to do. Just move.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
up to
let's
you.
move to the skills, and then we'll start there. We don't need to see like the intro.
Okay.
There we
The skill
go.
Animations and art.
Animations.
Skill animations.
Yeah,
okay,
here we go.
so here we
First of all, art.
Look at that art, boy.
It's so good.
So good.
God damn.
Look at
go.
just look at
Very
her,
nice.
man.
Very
She looks-
nice.
Terrifying. and
So,
amazing.
so if you look behind her, there's a portal open behind her, and it looks like the dead are like almost reaching out. I mean, there's so much happening with this. Uh, damn, and she has Logia's swords. Like it looks like Logia's swords right there.
Logia swords,
It
Yeah,
yeah.
does, yeah.
like
I didn't even catch that. That does totally look like evil Logia swords.
yeah, that is so wild.
Okay.
All right,
Let's
let's
go ahead
start.
and let
Yeah,
this baby play out.
yes, sir.
5, 12, 15. Now,
Wow.
Hold on, let me. Okay.
yeah, never mind.
Okay. So her S1, it's a 5 hit. It's 5 hits, and it's also. Oh, oh, sorry. Hold on. On my chat, they can't see the thing. Can't even see the video. Sorry. Hold on. One second. It's because the way
Damn,
Discord
Zero.
is. It
Boy.
closes out on Discord and then it doesn't show on my stream or whatever. All right, so I'll play it out. I'll play out the skills so you guys can see it.
Yeah, one job, Jaw. Yeah, I love that.
Okay.
Pretty brutal.
So
It's
now
nasty.
now we can go back
Yeah.
to her S1.
Okay. We can definitely see that it's causing blind, and it has like a little bit of a piercing effect. I want to see like how far that actually goes.
Let me fix this real quick. Let me just make this visible. Transform properties. Hold on, guys. I got you.
I apologize for Latin's
No, it's okay. All right, I got it.
Twitch channel. I apologize, guys. you messed it up over there.
We'll apologize on behalf of Jawline.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, her S1 is long. Just from what we can see, it's like a long range. It's 5 hits and it has a chance to inflict blind. I like that it's long range, right? She doesn't have to go into melee range to do it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Her S2 is 12. She dashes in. We obviously don't know if it needs line of sight or if it just is from anywhere on the map. But just from what it shows, she dashes in, does her little combos.
I think it's gonna be line of
Which,
sight.
it's not that long of an animation either.
No.
Like, that's not bad, considering it's an S2.
But curse, man, that's so wild. Just
See, my
Arena.
thing is, so okay. So now,
Kinda.
whenever a unit comes out, I in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, how is this gonna work in arena? And I just every time a unit that comes out, I always go back to Luxea's because I think Luxea's skills and the way they work are just they're very nice for arena.
Mhm.
So her S2, okay, so she dashes in, but now my problem is that she just like Shift Milim, I'm assuming that she's gonna be able to be knocked out of her entire skill, as opposed to Luxeus, he can do that from anywhere on the map, and it persists once he gets it off. So it just from an arena standpoint, her S2 doesn't seem that favorable or whatever. Just for like the skill itself, like the animation and how quick she can get it off. Just in arena wise, I don't think it's gonna be that great. What it applies, okay, that's another story.
Mhm.
But her skill itself, I feel like it's gonna be able to be interrupted.
You know, when you
Yeah,
say
You guys have
that,
anything?
go ahead, Zero.
In general, I agree. I think depending how high she actually is, because like we're kind of zoomed in here since we're on like a little bat, but depending how
Yeah.
high off the ground she is,
Mhm.
there is the advantage of there's a lot of units that actually have vertical range to their stuff. So like Nero's S1 is pretty trash in arena. Except that when he hovers in the air, there's a lot of enemies that can't hit him for that duration, which kind of like ends up working out. So like there's some people that when you try hitting them and they're way up in the air, like Shift Alice's S2 when she's flying through the air, things like that. You can dodge a lot of stuff and make skills kind of get wasted.
Right.
So the fact that she hovers there for a little bit before slamming down, like in niche cases maybe it works. Maybe the meta, like she's still just gonna get ripped apart, so you're probably right, but still, that's a type of thing that I like to look for as well. Like a Roy can't S3 her if she S2s first. It's
Okay,
gonna go right
I
under.
see what you're saying. I see
It's
what
gonna
you're
go
saying.
underneath her and miss, or hit somebody behind, and then the explosion will probably kill her. But
Um, I feel like uh, she I feel like she has a lot of she can like relate to S Alice a lot in Arena too.
hmm
I feel like they're kind of like on that same level as far as how they both work. So yeah,
maybe we'll have to see. I have
yeah.
a feeling that the S2, because of how it's worded, which we'll see here shortly, I don't think it's just gonna be a teleport like Alice's. I think it's
Mhm.
gonna be
hmm
range restricted.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
Oh, wait,
her
testing of course
S1,
is gonna help us determine how
yeah,
good she
Right.
for
really
sure.
is.
But I'm guessing her only straight up teleport is gonna be S3,
Definitely.
most likely.
And then moving on to her S3,
30 hits, very nice.
pretty long animation.
Yeah.
hmm DPS won't be insane
Yeah.
overall, but it's not gonna be
Overall,
that bad either. Um, I'll get into why as we move on.
then we'll take a look at her
Oh,
ult.
I love this, man. It's so good. Single target, of course, but very nice.
Okay.
The
So
fun part.
moving on to her trait. Divine Forfex. When two swords are equipped, physical attack damage plus 50%, critical damage plus 25%, damage cap plus 5,000. So, in order to use the first part, she has to have two swords. Um, Second part, the final attacks of both skill 3 and special greatly cut enemy defense, boost damage cap plus 100,000, and deal damage.
So this is Aaron, but way better. Like
Yeah.
she literally has Aaron's S3 except miles better.
Right.
And when I saw this and thought about it for a second, I was like, okay, assuming she can cap as easily as Aaron can, which as we get into her kit, I would hope she can. She's fucking stacked. Um, when we look at this, it's like, okay, it's only on the last hit. However, if we look at she has a 15 hit, and as we get into the other things, I'm just going to talk about her cap in general. But like as we get into her stuff, she's going to be able to cap probably pretty easily between 30 and 35k when used in like a proper scenario. So having plus 100k on one of those single hits is effectively like having 3 extra hits when that's the case. So it's
Mhm.
basically an 18 hit S3.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So like it's not exact math, and like if you have enablers, that last hit doesn't get affected by them as much. But if you're just using her by herself in a vacuum, it's basically like changing it to an 18 hit. As long as you can hit it and not get flinched out, obviously, which
Right,
could be a
right.
thing because there is a delay before that final hit comes in. But yeah,
Yeah.
just figured I'd note that.
No, yeah, yeah. So her second trait, sadistic urges, duration of status ailments given by unit plus 50%, damage from physical attacks and specials to enemies with how do you say this? Exanguate?
13.
Exanguate? Sanguinate?
Sanguinate.
Plus 20%, damage cap plus 4,000. Boost physical attack and special damage based on number of status ailments on enemy. For each, damage plus 12%, damage cap plus 2,000, max 60%, and max 10,000. So 5. You have to have 5 in order to capitalize on all that. But duration of status elements given by unit plus 50%. This is, it's similar to, not similar. It's almost like having the clockwork, the SR arc trait that extends it by like 35%, but this is 50%. So that's pretty cool. Damage, from physical attacks and specials to enemies with exanguinate plus 20%, and she gets an extra
Okay,
damage
Joe.
cap.
I struggle too.
It's fine. It's fine. We're illiterate on this podcast. It's okay.
Yeah, I think it's great. She's beautiful, and I love
They're
it.
scolding me on literature.
It's hyper terror melt built into a trait. Great.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys want to add anything to the trait. If you read
So
read it a different way, or
Zero has some
no, no,
pretty.
no, no. Absolutely, it's there.
Okay, yeah.
Just one of the things I wanted to point out because I've seen some people say things like, "Oh, she's too heavily reliant on ailments, so like she can't be that good." It's like,
Mhm.
well, if as we look through the rest of her kit, spoilers. Her base kit with 0 like added help whatsoever and 0 conditionals is 21k.
Mhm.
If you have Exsanguinate applied, obviously we go up to 25k, and then everything else is bonus on top of that. So then, if you can apply status ailments, you're going from 25k up to 35k, which is pretty goddamn good. If for people that didn't know, even though like, yeah, her animations are a little slower, she can get flinched out. So like, she's not going to beat Lug in DPS, at least not on paper, unless there's something obscene that we can find. But in general, like, she's gonna hang with the best of them, and
Yes.
she offers way more than damage.
Yes. Yes.
So
You got with her. You got to look outside of the damage and actually look what she's really meant to do, and that's to cause status ailments. And honestly, your teammates can also follow up with Terramel 2. In cases of if you're using her envy, even more. I mean, there's just so much you can do with her. So like, just for like a second, if you're thinking only straight DPS, like think outside the box here for a second on what she's actually is happening here. There's several accessories that could cause blind at start of battle. There's all types of stuff that we can use that can get her going almost immediately at start of battle. So just to kind of throw it out there, like yeah, it is conditional, but she can really, once you really start to work with her, it could, for newer players too, it's going to teach you, how to think outside the box of physical damage. Like it's going to teach you about ailments and how they work. You're going to learn about researches. There's a learning process to a lot of her kit, which is really good, especially for newer players, so that there's, definitely she's not going to be dry at all. There's always going to be something happening with her, and that's why I absolutely love this kit. Spoilers. So,
all right.
So-
Anyway, into the kit.
yeah, into the kit. Into the kit, Milim. It's like
Well,
this.
let's look at the skills and what they do.
Yeah, just kidding.
So her S1 Scissor Wraith, frontal long range light combo attack, chance to give blind. So there's a chance to give the blind on her S1. Skill 2 Soul Torture, charge and deal a medium area light combo attack, chance to give curse. Skill 3 God Ripper, teleport above enemy for a medium area light combo attack, chance to give that word and or blind resistance debuff. Wow. So
So that's
she
interesting, first of all, because we haven't seen that, which means that has to be a unique.
it is.
Modifier?
If you see in the video, she actually applied it and it showed a unique icon.
Yeah, which means that'll
Like
Like
stack
a little
with
blood
Jeremy
splat. Yeah.
Let's see.
Blood
or with
loss.
a no mouth, which means you can do you can force -2 onto people in blind specifically. Which, for people that don't know, blind basically makes it so that your physical attacks have a 50% miss chance, which is gross.
Okay, so it's probably hard to see, but you can see like much how like if you have let's say you have blind inflicted on you and you have Theory or Spirit Maiden Theory user S2 and it heals, so it cures the blind, but it also gives you a icon that now puts you at a higher resistant level. So that's a unique icon. This right here, you can't really see it, but this is a unique icon, a blind debuff icon. So this more than likely will stack with Anula Melt.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, with Anula Melt. So
Yeah,
pretty
this
cool.
is another thing that pushes her in arena as well, because like people don't build against blind, and blind is really powerful in arena.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of great ways to easily put it on or like reliably, but
Yeah, so if you combine that with Nula, I think it's going to be very deadly, a very good combo. So her special bloody end, powerful light combo attack to an enemy, give exsanguinate, lose HP when using skills, and chance to give curse. So I mean, of course, you're not going to spam her ult a lot, but in the event that you do, you can apply curse or have a chance to apply curse and the other debuff.
yeah, the
So
fact that it's automatic, there's not a chance on Insanguinate is really great. It means you can lead off a battle with it at second 0 if you have Gore. So you just
Nice.
auto have that debuff, which is nice.
So all her skills have a chance to give debuffs, blind, curse, and then the blind resistant debuff. So very good. It's going to be pretty potent in arena if you combine her with V and maybe just even her by herself.
Right.
But I think it's gonna be very interesting to see how she's used in arena.
Mhm.
Okay, so moving on to her actual kit.
Oh man.
Um, so Sever Sheer Anima, physical damage to all enemies plus 10%. It's only active while unit is alive and doesn't stack with other animas. So I think it's cool. They all take more damage, 10% more damage. Gash, skill attacks on enemies with Exsanguinate have a chance to give illness. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, I
Yep.
know Zero, you were a fan of this. I don't know if you wanted to add on
I
anything
mean,
to this.
just in general, illness is just really, really gross. So, like, if you can reliably put Exsanguinate on people, especially in arena, illness is just really, really brutal. Some people use Spirit Riot from the Ghost Hime arc in arena just to cut
Hmm.
healing it by half. But if you can apply illness, it drops to 0. So, like, if somebody has from 0, Indomitable Spirit, Determination, Awaken, like, if they have illness when those proc, they don't do a damn thing. You just
Hmm.
die.
Nasty.
Like,
Yeah. And if
You
you have
just
like
die.
Theria trying to heal you, she'll literally spam God heal till she's out of MP.
exactly. Yeah, she'll
It's just
literally she'll waste your time, but she'll also burn through all of her resources
yeah.
and do
Hmm.
nothing. Um, though, a minor pro tip, if you don't want your Theria to be dumb and waste all her MP, don't put her on priority healing. She only does that if you have priority healing. If you just have her set to like neutral or no priority, she won't do it if you have illness. She'll only do it when people get weak. So, just
Ooh,
throwing it out there.
nice pro tip.
There you go. Look at that pro tip.
Yep.
It's that ponytail,
Yep.
man. I swear.
Uh, so Fatal Flash, when physically attacking slash using special on enemies with Exsanguinate, cut enemy defense minus 15% and deal damage. So it's like what is this? Like what's machine high boost? Isn't it like minus
Yeah.
20% or something
Yeah,
like
it's
that?
it's similar to that. It's a piercing effect. It's a constant
Right.
piercing effect, which is great.
Um,
10 or 20.
high boost, I think it's minus 20. I don't know. I
Maybe.
can't
I
remember.
can't remember really.
Who cares? We're
Yeah.
talking about melee
Yeah,
here.
yeah. She ain't even using no machines. She's dual swords, man.
So Bloody Makeover, skill attacks on enemies with Exsanguinate have a chance to absorb 5% of damage as HP. So she has a form of sustain. In
Yep.
the event that she can apply Exsanguinate, now she can capitalize it on top of, doing more damage. She can also absorb some of the damage, which gives her sustainability. I think it's pretty cool. Pretty
That's
neat.
beautiful. It's so good. It's so good.
Like a
And
little
also,
proud
I just
horse.
love the flavor of like they called it bloody makeover, and it's like when you make your enemies start bleeding out, she just bathes in their blood
Yes. I'm telling you
and
guys.
just like is invigorated by just bathing in her enemy's blood. And
She's
it's just it's
crazy.
so cool. She's such
Um,
a badass.
I think so apart from this being cool and neat, I think maybe if you pair this, it's pretty a niche thing to try, but maybe if you pair this with the SR arc Bloody Moon, she can absorb, some MP and then maybe use that MP, like if you have her, spamming God Heal to help out the other team, or
Yep.
if you just want her to have MP to, I don't know, abuse Sharp Eyes, that much more. So it's a niche thing that you could try to do, but at least it's an option to use an older arc, right? An SR arc. So there's that to keep in mind too, if you want to try to use that. Um, Dazzling Wings, chance to nullify physical attack damage taken. If damage is nullified, chance to give enemy blind. That is
So good.
that's very good.
Okay.
We have tons
So
of we have gear and accessories that also have a chance to nullify. So you could potentially have
yeah.
tons of chances to inflict blind on the enemy. That's incredible.
So I'm saying it right now. She's gonna be. We already like make light of pretty much all the Godforge bosses, but she's gonna be super good for fighting Fall Mega because Fall Mega is really susceptible to blind for like the Fire Harvest because it's only like a single hit that hits really
Hmm.
hard. So a 50% miss chance is huge. And I'm a huge fan of looking for things like these chance to nullify physical attack damage taken, like the unique ones that will stack. Like Ardeen has one, and Shift Eliza has one. A fair amount of units have them, and usually it's a 10% chance, and that's going to stack with illusion, which is 10%. We got armored vest in the latest like campaign enhancement.
Hmm.
That's 10% on an accessory. There's the like glimmer mantle or whatever the fuck it's called from Gorm's event. That's 5% on physical as well. Otherwise, like smoke alarm, I think that's 5% if you don't have Gorm's. That was from Attack on Titan. So like there's a lot of ways you can stack it up. You can also run like ninja suit if you wanted to. I mean, you wouldn't because she's dual wielding, but on other units,
Right.
you can stack it up, and it's funny to watch Falmega try to slap you down and do 0 damage. And if you're blinding her too, like you're just gonna live forever. It's great.
Man, the more I read her kit, if you pair her with a V, good God,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
insane,
Yeah.
bro. It's gonna be
Really
insane.
good. Really good.
So her other skills that she comes with, Giga Shaker, isn't that a -15 crit, right?
Yeah,
Debuff? Minus
yeah.
15 crit on
Not
all
many have
enemies?
that. I mean, who
Yeah.
has that? Shift Lilibet?
I think
Anybody else?
Shift has it.
Is that it?
And
I think that's
I
it.
think I think that's about it.
It took me a
That's
while to
not
remember
Um,
what it was because I was like, "Who the hell?" So like, it wasn't in yellow, so I was like, "Who the hell has that?" I
yeah.
really could not remember, and it was
So minus 15% crit debuff on all enemies. Pretty cool. Anula Melt. So she comes with Anula Melt to help her,
nice.
do her ailments and all that jazz. So pretty neat.
Super expensive.
Fight. Do what?
It's super expensive too, so I'm glad it's free.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Fighting
That's
Spirit
trend.
4. Crit up 3. Advanced and Battles. Human Slayer. Very nice for
That's-
arena.
Oh,
Curse
curse
research,
research?
stun research,
Research.
ecology
Dang.
research. Jesus Christ, bro.
Bro, stun
Oh
research,
no.
man. Don't have it teachable yet. Stun research, man.
Okay, so as we usually say, don't go crazy pulling until like people get to do their testing. But
Shut
on
up, Zero.
paper, holy fucking shit, she's silly. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, we're not even through all of her skills, and like that alone, like for people that don't have V, like there's other units you can use for being like a cheesy ailment applier. V's way miles above everybody else.
Right.
But if you don't
Right.
have V and you've been settling for like DXR, like maybe Master Thief Robin, like there's a number of people that can do it well enough. You can use Logia, you can use there's a fair amount of people. But if you don't have V, the best of the best, she's gonna be insane. Oh, also XBet. XBet's really good too, obviously, because you can machine gun with her. But
Right.
I
like
heard that
I can
that got
only
nerfed.
assume what was that?
The machine gun with XBet.
That hasn't got nerfed, has it?
I talked to
I
Odium
have.
yesterday, and
Not
he said it
not that
did.
I know of.
He said it did get nerfed yesterday.
Who said it?
Odium,
Oh,
the
really?
pew pew
Oh,
god. Yeah,
I haven't checked.
yeah. He
Hold on.
said it was
didn't do that.
he said it was nerfed because I was talking about a Merity style of like auto attack, and he was like, yeah,
Yeah.
they nerfed XBet, and I was like, no way, they actually did it. He's like, yeah. We were talking last
Oh,
night for a
okay.
little
I'll
bit.
look into that because I've just heard that they were going to somewhere down the road. That's all I've heard.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Anyway, so what I was
So
gonna say is we
yeah,
don't
go
know what
ahead.
her auto attacks look like,
Hmm.
and that's gonna matter. But I assume it's gonna be 3 to 5 hits and probably a somewhat quick attack speed. Which, even if it's only 3 hits and then dual wield turns into 6, probably gonna be really good for applying researches, you know,
Yeah,
and for Goddess Kiss for that matter. Like,
and
Shit, maybe you could run counter on her.
well, I mean, that doesn't.
Well, like on deep, I don't know. It's a thought. But
No, but counter doesn't count as regular attack damage. It doesn't
oh, really?
trigger. It doesn't count as researches. It doesn't do it. If it counted as regular attacks, counter builds would be a thing.
Oh,
But
all
it's
right.
not.
Disregard what I said.
Yeah, counters need a
I'm
reload.
clearly new to the game. I have no
yeah,
idea what you're
clearly.
talking about.
You've had one too many of your tall glasses. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Side note, Dentsu, that's Odium in the chat, guys. He did confirm it. Machine gun got nerfed. She only hits 3 times, then stops.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. But I did want to say that ecology research, I'm pretty sure Senku is the only other unit that has ecology research, right? Am
Indeed.
I
No, you're
right?
good. Yeah, that's right.
So I forget what it does, but I know it applies
A
some
random
ailments.
ailment, I think.
Yeah, I believe it's the same thing as V's Cane and the same thing as Emil Heads. So it's
Oh,
it's like the five. I think it's X amount of percent chance, like 3%, 5%, whatever it is. And then it will randomly apply one of the basic status ailments. So in general, like at its core, it's a slightly better chance of applying stun research, which is good enough for me.
gotcha. Cool.
And then you can also get a bunch of other stuff, which is cool. So yeah,
Very nice.
it's great.
So she comes with auto protection, cool. Auto haste, light drive, light mega drive, light attack raise 3, light critical raise. So there's a lot of
That's a
damage boost
lot of
right there.
percentage right there,
Jesus.
man.
Very cool.
Gosh, that is
Um
insane.
and on I want to say I was not expecting her to be light. I honestly thought she was going to be dark.
Dark,
So when
yeah.
I saw the light, I was like, "What the? She's light?" But nevertheless, she already gets all these damage boosts, which is pretty crazy. Big fan of it. So she comes with Goddess Kiss, Terror Mouth 2 to capitalize when she applies ailments. She can do more damage to the enemies. Dual wield, very nice, very nice. Sword high boost, sword mega boost, sharp eyes,
Oh man,
rapid recovery.
Jesus.
Yeah, so let's just stop there. Dual wield, sword high boost, sword mega boost, sharp eyes.
30%, 30%, 30%, 30%, 30%. That's all I see, man. Oh, by the way, here's an extra 50% from Sharp Eyes, guys. Don't worry about MP sustain.
I have not done the math, and we obviously don't have all these things necessarily like on arcs.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain she might have the highest SC saves of any unit so far.
It's pretty
Like,
insane.
There is so much that's 10 plus in this.
Yo,
kit.
researches are like 9 to 10, I think. It just
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
researches are like 6 to 8 usually.
Really? I thought there were 9. I must be okay. I'm tripping then.
You're thinking resists, probably.
Yeah,
Maybe.
resists are pretty high.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
resists are like 8 to 10 for nil.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, now that I only have to put on crit 2 to hit for because crit 3's free, that's awesome. I love when crit 3's implemented into the kit, so I'm like, oh great, I don't have to worry about using that.
I would expect, like, normally what they do is they make obvious, easily teachable things, like something like I would expect that Terra Melt 2 wouldn't be in her kit. Just to be like,
Right?
oh well, obviously you're going to teach it to her. So far, I don't see any misses
Dude,
at
there's
all
not.
in this kit. Like, I can literally put whatever the fuck I want.
Yes, Proud Force.
Period.
And then
It's
we're
so
not
good.
even there yet, guys. We have the UR arc, and there is some nice shit on that
Oh,
UR.
dude,
We're
the
not.
URs.
Like, she's gonna
Yeah,
get
we're not
even
even there
better,
yet.
bro. Like this is. Oh man, they did such a good job on her. And you know, I'm saying this because I was so. I was irritated with Advocate of God Lily. So I feel like this is the big redemption that we needed for the Advocates of Gods. But. Oh man, there's just so much going on here.
Yeah. So pretty cool. So to close out the skills, rapid recovery, paranoia. Paranoia, how much does that give again?
It's like 3 or 5.
3 or 5.
Something like that.
I
But
know
that's really-
Logia, and who else has it? V, right?
Yeah, V has it too. Yeah.
I forget
Actually,
the SE amount.
Yeah, 9S might even have it.
What does it
Oh,
do
actually,
again?
yeah. You're right.
Yeah, 9S
When
probably has it.
when you apply an ailment, you get SET back.
Oh, beautiful.
But so the thing with that though is it's only on new ailments. So let's say you already let's say the enemy has blind and then you reapply blind before it runs out by itself, you won't get that paranoia proc. It has to run out naturally and then you reapply it again for paranoia to proc.
Yeah. So for her, I think that it's a nice little thing to have, but it's not really going to matter much. I would like, at least for some future units, us to get a skill that actually reduces how long your ailments last. Because like on Logia, if you wanted to run him as a DPS, that's what you want. Because like he's cheesy. Like he was cheesy when he came into the game because he could spam skills like nobody else could.
Right.
But then like once you ran through those skills, you had to wait like 10, 20 seconds for those ailments to fall off to reapply them and then like get all your SET back. But like if you could reduce it and say, okay, my ailments are only going to last 20 seconds, I'm going to get a whole bunch of charges, and then I can go and reapply them again, it would be really great. Whereas her, she has a plus 50% duration on hers, which tells me her purpose of applying these things is like, yeah, paranoia will do a little extra, but the main thing is you want to keep them on. So A, you can keep things stunned, and B, you can keep more variety of ailments on things so that she can get more of them stacked up for her passive damage cap and like damage increase from her trait too. Which is fine. So like clearly she is the DPS monster variant of ailment appliers.
Yep.
So exciting.
Which is great.
And then the final skill, Goddess Advocate. No idea what that is. That's
Yeah, so
right.
this was on Advocate of God Lily.
Really, yeah.
This one
Oh,
gives
really?
you,
Mm.
yeah, it gives you 50% chance to take criticals as normal, which is great. So
Oh.
again, another reason to use her in arena.
Mm.
Okay.
And then the other one, what was it? Oh, all of your skills and your ultimate have a chance to insta kill.
Excluding arena and bosses.
Obviously, yeah.
They
For
like to put
normal,
that
it's
in there.
easy to apply.
So
So
some
yeah,
survivability then, I guess if
it,
you know if
yeah, it's survivability and then insta kill if you're using her on like boss stages and you're not just nuking things somehow.
right. So overall, her kit pretty wild, pretty
Yeah.
exciting. I like it. She's
So
a fucking monster.
so basically, you can use
Yeah.
whatever remaining SC saves, the SC save that you have, just built her as defense or survivability, which is amazing because she's gonna do
I
so
would be
good.
I would be really surprised if we get her in game and she doesn't feel like Aaron in the sense of like basically auto capping with no investment. Like for real.
Yeah.
She's so stacked, like beyond belief. Holy
It
ball.
yeah, it's crazy. I'm very. If I happen to get her, you better believe I'm gonna try and use her on defense somehow.
Man,
But
yeah.
yeah, I'm excited. You know, obviously she's gonna need some testing to see how well all this meshes together. But just from seeing her whole kit, I think it's gonna be very good to. It's gonna be very easy to achieve what she's meant to be done.
Mm.
Um, so moving on to the arc, the UR
Oh,
arc,
this thing is gorgeous, man.
Dude,
this trait, or not the trait, but the artwork.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know if I've ever wanted a UR more than this. Like I wanted war for so long just because
Yeah.
of its like use.
Yeah.
I just want this on so many levels. It's so fucking
Yeah.
cool and it's
It's
so strong.
amazing, and it has so much to offer. I mean, damn. All right,
Yeah.
yeah, take it away before I start rambling, man.
Okay, so moving into the UR arc, the arc trait boost damage as hit count increases max damage plus 40% at 100 hits or more. Conditional damage, but cool. I don't. It's much like what was
Combo
it? Two
master.
Bs. Where yeah, no, Combo Master is 50.
Oh,
But
similar.
nevertheless, it's ramping damage,
Yeah.
right? So it's good damage with the condition that you have to be 100 hits or more. But that's for it to be at 40%, right? But as you're reaching the 100 hits, then it'll build up to like maybe 30. Probably you'll probably get like maybe 30% out of it,
Hmm.
right? In most cases, I want to say
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Well, and it's also
25,
worth
somewhere around
noting
there.
that like you can do cheesy things like use arc damage to get hit
Right.
count up at like second 0 and like have that lead into an attack and stuff. So like
I just look
yeah,
at it as extra
it's fine.
damage. Extra damage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It looks
it's
great.
extra
It's
free
great.
damage.
You're gonna be
Cool,
using
very
it.
nice.
Like,
yeah. It's a free
So
perk.
yeah,
If it didn't exist, it's still a great arc. So
exactly.
yeah.
it's free real estate.
Okay, so moving on. When an ally other than unit is incapacitated, give a damage taken plus 30% debuff to a random enemy
That's
once
awesome.
per wave.
That's awesome.
That's pretty
Very,
sick.
very, very neat.
Yeah.
I don't like that it's a random enemy. It would have been cool if it was like to the enemy that incapacitated the ally.
Yeah.
Sure.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Single
But
target boss
it
though.
yeah, like targeted debuff, right? You could
Mhm.
you could probably force that in your favor in arena. But either way, a 30% damage taken debuff, cool. Um,
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I like it. And like, in case anybody was wondering, we do have this debuff in the game already, so like, it's not going to stack with it. It's one thing that I would probably put on her if you're already going to apply ailments, which is Corrosion Fang. Applies like a
Nice.
20%
Yes. Yeah. Good
damage
call.
taken debuff.
oh
That's
yeah,
this, but this is basically Grand Corrosion Fang.
Nice. Nice.
So,
Yes.
like, and like,
Yes.
if you're in PvE, it's just going to go to the boss because there's very few boss fights that have ads that could get it. Like,
but
Right.
okay.
you know?
So you said Corrosion Fang. I don't think the icon's gonna be like Corrosion Fang. I think the icon is going to be like the Ghost Heme Arc Ether reward, where if you get taken out, you apply a 20% damage taken debuff, and you have apply 2 random basic status ailments. So I think it has its own unique icon, which is still pretty
Hime's is
cool.
Hime's is unique.
Yeah, it's like Anula Melth. Like the icon
Oh,
is like Anula Melth, just different colors, but it's its
interesting.
own unique thing.
Hmm.
So
Okay. Well,
this might be the same thing. It could be like Corrosion Fang, but I think it's going to be like Ghost Himes.
if that's the case, that's going to be even greater. Especially for uh just multiplayer. Like if you're just in with randoms and they get like kind of suck, and like if you're running her or somebody else with like Corrosion Fang, and then you also get this to trigger and it hits a boss and they're taking plus 50% damage. Like if they stack, that's ludicrous.
Yeah, very nice.
Like holy crap, man.
But okay, so the final trait of the arc, damage cap plus 4,000 to enemies with a status ailment.
So
So obviously
awesome.
this
Amazing.
doesn't really, it's not going to be, seen in arena, but PvE pretty nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Dude,
4,000 more damage.
this
Pretty
makes
cool.
me so happy, and this is one of the main reasons I actually really want this arc too.
Yeah.
So first of all, this isn't physical. This is just damage. And it's a higher cap than we normally see at 4,000. Like
Mhm.
we already use things like Terror Melt if like we're doing meme builds to like
Right.
boost your ult and like get your ult to hit cap when maybe it would be a little bit harder to, or get your magic to do more damage because maybe there's not enough modifiers on your account or something. Like Terror Melt is already a great way to boost your damage. Arc damage as well. Like that's another way to do it. Like this is just another one of those ways where like you're already boosting your damage. Cool, do an extra 4K too to all of your damage sources. Oh
Very
man,
nice.
it's so good. So
So the arc skill, give all enemies blind, curse, and illness. I'm curious to see. I'm assuming this is going to be blocked if the enemy is nil to
yeah,
blind, curse, and illness. But the fact that it says give all enemies blind, curse, and illness, I'm assuming maybe it's going to bypass if they're resistant, right? Because it doesn't say a chance;
yeah,
it just says
it
give.
totally, it definitely will. If it's gonna, I can pretty much guarantee without obviously testing it, it's gonna
Right.
be 100% chance to apply it. Which, as far as I know, resist just reduces the percentage chance.
Hmm.
As in like no, that's not a good way to word it. Basically, it's gonna do it. It's no different than like if you give yourself mistletoe that applies silence. If you're anything other than nil, you automatically get silence. There's no way around. There's not like a chance to get it. At least as far as I know. I've never had that fail. So
Okay.
yeah, it should be auto unless they're nil.
Cool. Very nice. So first part gives blind, curse, and illness, assuming they're not nil. Very powerful dark attack with a chance to insta kill. Damage cap plus 15,000. Insta kill excludes bosses and arena.
Cool.
Hmm. Very nice. Pretty cool. Okay. So moving on to the skills. Dog eat dog. Skill damage plus 10%
Yeah.
against non-boss enemies. Arena, very cool. Curious to see the SC on it. It could be like besties where it was 5 or maybe even less because it's a lower percentage. But Cloak of Majesty was 9 SC and it's damage taken from non-boss enemies minus 10%. So it could be 9 SC. But
There's
we'll
no
just
way. There's no way this is
we
9SC. There's
listen,
no way.
we've gotten pretty bad skills on UR arcs, right? So this, although it says skill damage plus 10%, the
Yeah.
bad side might be that it's 9 SC.
If that's the case, yeah, I won't see
What
use.
arc was that on,
This needs to
Joe?
be 4 or less. It's 4
Cloak
or
of
less, or I'm not
Majesty
gonna use it.
was on Ganon, right? Was it on Ganon?
So it was
For which
pretty
Yeah,
one?
it was on
recent.
Ganon. Yeah,
So
it was
Yeah.
when Shift Gorm came out.
so
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
gonna assume that they might have learned because we've seen a lot of SC
no, Cloak of
saves.
Majesty isn't even that bad. Like the thing is, damage reduction needs to be expensive, or you could just have 100% damage resist.
No,
Exactly.
no. Well, what I'm saying is
Like,
it might be 9SC like
Yeah.
Cloak of Majesty, just because it's like the same, right? Skill damage plus 10%, but that
but
one is damage taken
yeah,
minus
but it,
10%.
yeah, but the thing is, it's not the same because of what it's modifying. Like one, it's not physical damage; it's specifically only skills,
Okay.
and
Hmm.
it's in a niche case.
So
So
maybe
like we're
6.
talking, we're
But
a
it
better comparison is like weak point boost, and like that's not even applicable.
no, but
Or like
I'm basing it off of it saying non-boss enemies, like Cloak of Majesty saying non-boss enemies.
I understand, but I don't think it costs 9 because it says non-boss enemies. It costs 9 because it's physical damage reduction.
Oh,
Gotcha.
I see what
Okay.
I see what
All
you're
right.
saying. Yeah, I mean, of course.
The
I see what
modifier,
you're saying.
yeah, the reason for the if check doesn't matter.
Right.
It's the thing you're changing.
Right.
Gotcha.
You know?
Okay.
So
Well,
I'm guessing it's going to be 4 or less, and if it's not, I don't think it's going to see play.
Okay. Fair enough.
okay.
That's what, like 5 is too expensive in my opinion. Like
Ooh.
because this is a basic bitch sword boost, which is not even hyper efficient. Like really,
No, you're
like
right. You're right. No,
it's
when he said
worse
it like
than a
that, yeah,
weapon
that
boost.
makes a lot of sense. You said bitch sword boost.
It's yeah, it's literally worse than a weapon boost because it doesn't even help your regular attacks for goddess skills.
Right.
It's only skill.
Right.
Still
Like
damage. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
so I'm gonna say it's
Okay.
3. We're
Ooh,
gonna see.
damn! You went from 4 to
Damn,
3.
that's
Damn,
cheap.
damn.
Holy.
I said 4 or less.
Okay.
I think it
Okay.
Okay.
should be 3. If I was pointing it, I
Zero's
would
like,
go
that's 1. Let's go.
Yeah, it's 1. Just make it free.
if
0.
it was 1,
0.
that's an auto include. Like, holy shit, Jesus Christ. 3 is good though. 3 would be really good. 4, I'd probably run it. I don't think it's super good value.
We will
I'd pick all my weapon boosts, basic boosts first, you know?
Yeah.
It's just yeah, I don't
Okay. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see when it comes out,
Yeah, a
right?
couple
But
hours.
you know, the point of this is to give our speculations before it comes out.
Yeah.
So moving on, a high drain, single enemy defense minus 35%. I think. I don't. I
Is that
think
not teachable,
Tinkili.
is it?
Huh?
That's not teachable now, is it?
No, because it's in yellow. So
Nocturne
That's
Team
really
Keely,
good
right?
then. That's
yeah.
really good. You know?
I think it's
And then
awesome.
the biggest the one that I'm pretty excited about
let's
is
go.
Terror Melt 3. Damage to enemies with status ailments plus 30%. Damage cap to enemies with status ailments plus 2,000.
Bro.
Dude. So, first of all, first
Crazy.
time we've ever seen a cap increase teachable. Period,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yep.
Cool. Love it.
And
then on
then
Terrible,
yeah.
no less. Which
Yes,
is like,
Teramo. I was
so hype.
And
Like,
okay,
yeah, this is applicable to literally everything. Just like what I said for the 4K on the arc itself, this applies to no matter what your unit is, what type of damage they're doing.
Anybody.
This helps.
Crazy.
Great.
Wow.
I did want to say, okay, so the thing with applying status ailments, the most hardest I wouldn't say the most hardest things, but like when it comes to bosses and like their status ailment resistances, you usually have to battle, not usually have to battle, but like their biggest resistances are probably, you know, like the cheese, like stun, illness and all those other things. But I think the biggest one that's overlooked is their poison resistance.
Yeah.
So just if you're able to just apply poison, which most units aren't really nil, or bosses are nil to poison. They're mostly just res. So let's say you can't apply stun, you can't apply silence, and all those other ones. Just being able to apply poison will open the door to, you know, Terramouth 1, 2, and now 3. So I think it'll be easy to apply uh, a status ailment with poison and then take advantage of this. So
Yeah.
I think it's very nice.
And not only that, but for anybody that doesn't have it, like it's old news at this point, but like the Venom Dragon arc, the ether reward for it is Venacleave. And like if you're having trouble hitting damage cap, bro, give literally any unit Terramouth 2, and Venacleave. It gives plus 50% damage if they're poisoned.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
it's a pretty easy way to hit your damage. I think that's what I used when I was memeing a long time ago to hit damage cap with like Lagrabos.
Mhm.
Because that plus 50% is just insanity.
It is.
So like yeah, there's things out there. So yeah, I completely agree on the poison call out.
Yeah, there's plenty of ways to make all of this work, but yes, Venocleave, pretty nice with the applying poison, and again, I think it's going to be like the easier one to apply,
Yeah.
to take advantage of all this. So,
And
movie. Oh, go ahead.
really quick, just talking about status ailments as a whole. There's very few bosses I remember seeing that are +3 in every resistance. Because there's some bosses where if you use a null mouth to reduce their resistances, they're still nil in everything. Just so specifically they can't be cheese with like stun or like use tear melt on them or whatever.
Right.
If I had to take a gut feeling, I think that's maybe 3 bosses ever in the game, and some of those are probably limited to temporary events.
Hmm.
Like I don't think there's almost any bosses that are just nil to everything after an annult melt. So like there's things you can do. So Yeah, I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, yeah,
Terramelt
for
in
sure.
general is a great way to boost your damage if you just like set up a support to help you do that. Um, yeah, that's what I got. So
Looking good. Looking
And
so
anything you
good.
want to add, DK, on the arc?
Yeah. Okay, where
Where
did I
we're
sign
at?
up to get her? Man, yeah, no, I'm excited, man. There's just so much. I'm just so glad that we can teach that to people. Like you said, the first teachable damage cap. Um, and it's Terramouth. That's so awesome. Hopefully we get to see more. But yeah, no, I'm so excited for this. I really am.
do you want to take bets on cost for Terramelt 3?
Oh, gee,
Ooh, I think 12.
15.
Ooh. Oh wait, I said 12.
Because it's damage and
No,
it's
you're
damage
right.
cap.
Yeah,
It's high
so
hopes. I don't want to say 15 and then like
so I will say, Terramelt 2 is plus 30% for 6 SC. So how much do we value damage cap? I think that's probably in line. It's somewhere between 10 and 15.
yeah, for sure. 100%.
I think
15 the highest, right?
Yes.
it's
Hopefully.
definitely
Oh
not over
gosh.
15. I highly
Yeah,
doubt it's over 15.
Oh, yeah.
right.
Certainly not. Like getting over 15, that's when we start talking like elemental raise 3.
Yes.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
then we could start getting up there because just an element raise is 15, right? By
You know
itself.
what? Yeah, you're right. Because what is
Element raise
Terramount
2.
2? Like 8, I think?
No, Terramelt
6.
2 is only 6. It's
Only
really good.
6. Wow.
Yeah, it could be.
So
Yeah, like you
yeah,
guys said,
maybe
maybe
maybe it is
12,
12 or
Yeah.
15.
right? 12
Yeah.
to 15, around there.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's good.
The
It's
thing
good.
is with Melee is that her kit, like we were talking earlier, her kit is so good already that this is just chump change. We're not even gonna see that being attached to her. That's just extra. So yeah,
I
no,
mean, yeah, I'll throw it on her 100%. If I get the blue
absolutely,
arc and I have her, it's going
yes.
on. It could cost 20. She's got
Still
so much
go
room
up.
in her kit. She's got so much room in her kit. She gets it. I
Yes,
don't care.
yes,
Get it.
yes. Yeah, this is
Um,
fun. It is fun.
I did want to say, so a high drain, the first time we're able to teach it, I believe the high debuffs, I know we have a high nemesis, which is 7 SC. So I'm assuming a high drain is going to also be 7 SC. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Which
But
is fine. I like when you're throwing stuff on a support to help out, that type of cost is totally fine to me. I
yeah,
think that's a
for
great
sure.
cost, Like 8 or less sounds great for a super high tier debuff. Otherwise, the only way you can achieve that high of a debuff is like specific units. Like Shift Lilibet has Giga High Drain, which
Hmm.
is sick. She's still so good. Or Gen, all of his chemicals are high buff or high debuffs. So you can get high drain and high Lamosa in the same skill. So or high Nemesis and high drain in the same skill. Yeah, man, I don't.
Shifting Keely, her trait
Oh, yeah,
has a
that's
thing where it applies a high debuff to all enemies, even though it's random, right? Either a high drain, a high blazer, a high nemesis, a high lastoma. She is another source, not very reliable, but another source of a high drain.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So, and she also knows high drain in
mhm.
general. Also
Yeah.
Giga High Drain. Ooh, this is nice too. Giga High Drain is also on Rabala, which I didn't mention, but Rabala is gonna pair really nicely, I think, with Melee because she's another unit
Ooh,
that
yep.
applies Sanguinate.
Yeah,
Except she could do it way more reliably, I think, than Melee could do herself, which is really really cool. And
fun,
also,
man.
fun fact, High Drain also is known innately by Sahagin.
Haha, the boy.
The boy,
Yeah.
Fish
Yeah.
God.
So he can apply, so innately he can apply the biggest defense down debuff and the biggest ice debuff.
Mhm.
Nice.
Super nice, man.
Okay, so moving on to close out the skills. Aim vitals, cool. Giga curse, cool. Blood force, cool. So
Nobody cares.
nothing crazy with those three. Nobody cares.
Mhm.
Okay, so moving on to the Arc Ether
Oh
reward,
my gosh, this thing.
we have the Dark Mare Ring. It's an accessory, 7-star rarity, attribute null. Trait: damage to enemies with status ailments plus 15%. Physical damage taken minus 10%.
Dude.
Very nice.
Dude.
Stats: HP plus 500, STR plus 102, defense plus 66, and then attribute resistance plus light plus 10. No status ailment resistance, which I'm kind of, now that I've seen Melee, I'm kind of surprised because you would think, with her being able to apply so many ailments, that
Yeah.
maybe it would have some kind of status ailment resistances. But nevertheless, damage to enemies with status ailments plus 15%. Very nice. It pairs very well with her because of what she does. And then physical damage taken minus 10%. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to
In
point out
general,
something real quick.
yeah.
Everything that we've talked about, there's always a smile on Zero's face. Like, I'm not even kidding. This boy is excited,
Some
yo.
man
He
is
is excited as hell.
I
And you
haven't
know
been this
what? That's
hyped for a
awesome, man.
unit in
Yes.
a
And
while.
that is
It's
what's
so good.
awesome, is that we're actually seeing something, that we're all really excited for. It's something to look forward to. So
Yeah. It's just everything. I love
yeah.
like weirder niche characters. Like we don't have that many like designated ailment appliers. If you don't get a limited one, like you're almost like making one out of someone that like maybe doesn't normally do excuse me, doesn't normally do it. But she does that, and like the whole aesthetic of this whole unit and the arc and everything is like that really like demonic, dark, and creepy stuff. Like Shift Lily, like Advocate of God Lily, that just looks so awesome with like the
Right.
creepy hands for wings and like
Yeah.
floating mouths, and it's just weird and grotesque, and like it all just sort of comes into here, and it feels great. It's my vibe, man. It feels
Nice.
great. I
Nice.
love all that shit. And this accessory, like, this is clearly a UR accessory. This is so
Yes.
powerful. It's so fucking good. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Great job,
Everything about
Adis.
it.
Great job.
Great. I could go with you if I wanted to tinfoil hat it. You know, you said that there's no ailment resist, but there's like light plus on it. It could be. I doubt it. But like maybe her resist spread is going to look like Logia, which is +1 to everything.
Yes, and that's what I'm thinking too. Is that we won't have to
Ooh.
worry about something like that because she will have a nice
Also spicy.
resistance. Even if they're all just resistant, and we can just add that extra 5 SC for resist to put her nil, that's perfectly fine with me too.
Dude, if she's +1 to everything, you can give her the green multiplayer ring.
There you go, solved, dude. Oh man, I'm excited.
So I think it's safe to say that we like the UR arc,
Yes,
right?
I love
Correct?
it. It's been a while since I've
Am I
actually
correct?
said that. I wasn't a fan of Cancel. I wasn't. The last arc that I was really excited for that I liked was the Log arc, and it's been a minute. And when I saw this yesterday, I was like, holy hell, this is what I'm talking about. This is
I just
good.
love that it applies to everything. Like there's so
Yes.
many UR arcs that like people get them, and then it's like, oh well, what's your account? Who's your DPS? And like probably well over 50% of the arcs could be useless to your account right
Right.
when it drops for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you just might have zero use for it because it's so specific.
Mm-hmm.
Almost everybody could use this.
Yeah.
Like being able to apply ailments is a common thing.
Yes.
You can do this with R and SR arc support.
Yep.
So like any account gets value off of this, which I absolutely love. And worst case, it has an arc skill that applies stuff for you. So even if you're not applying them yourself, at wave start, you can apply ailments probably in most cases. So it's just it feels like they really, really hit the nail right on the head with this one. You know, Milam was a disappointment, but this looks pretty fucking fire to me.
Yeah.
And I saw some people being like, "Oh, hey, remember the Annie's coming up? She might just be bait." And all I could think is, "Bitch, the slime collab was bait for her."
Mm-hmm. Yep. Shift Milim was bait for
So
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say anything bad about her and the UR
Oh.
arc. Not that I'm trying to look for anything bad, but there's just nothing.
it's good to do though. Like it's a good exercise to play devil's advocate, and it's
Right.
really hard.
And I think I say that, but the only thing that gets me, and it's probably just because I'm spoiled because I have Luxeus, but the thing now, now that units are coming out, I no longer look at them. Okay, so I look at their value PVE wise. Okay, cool, nice, but now I'm leaning more into PvP. So when they come out and I see their kit and I see their skills, now I'm in the mentality of, oh, how is this going to work in PvP? And with me having said that there's nothing bad to say, there is something bad to say. But again, that's mostly because I'm spoiled because of Luxeus' S2 being from anywhere on the map,
Right.
and it persists. And then his S3 not being from anywhere on the map, but it persists and it has a huge horizontal range, or it's wide. So with melee, I think if I was to use her just to like right off the bat, like start a fight, I would probably try to maximize how much damage I could do with her S1, just because it's stationary, right? She's not in the fray, and then I would try to use her S2 and her S3. But that's like getting more into like meta PvP, right? Which
Mhm.
isn't for everybody. But I just wanted to note that if you were going to want to use her in PvP, me personally, I would try to focus on maximizing her S1.
Okay, so just to combat you,
Go
um,
ahead.
what I would do, one, I compared her to Aaron.
Mhm.
His main value is his S3 because of the ludicrous amount of extra damage scaling you get on that final hit.
Mhm.
If I was using her, I would absolutely lead with an S3 because while you have flinch immunity or flinch resistance, you're gonna get all the way through that animation and probably kill something at the end of an S3. And
Okay.
if she has multiple charges, she's probably gonna get multiple. I would want to save a lot of my S1s because they're low hit count, so overall damage isn't gonna be crazy. But if
Right.
they don't require line of sight, they're gonna work. They're gonna be a snipe, which means you can confirm all of your decoy kills. So,
Right.
like, when people are getting their revives to 10, 30%, whatever, she could finish them from anywhere on the map, which I find super duper valuable. So that's probably how I would use her, is lead off with S1s, especially if you maybe need to apply, like, Exsanguinate or something. Maybe you miraculously don't kill them,
Mhm.
and then save your S1 so you can snipe revives and stuff before, like, a God heal can happen.
Right.
So,
Okay. So let me combat you.
Woo!
yeah.
Woo!
Okay, so you said you would start with her S3. Okay. Um, so if you're using her on offense, more often than not, she's not gonna be tanky, right? You're gonna build her for just hitting as hard as you can. Her S3 warps to the unit, which is more than likely going to be into the unless you target like, I don't know, Ruto, Theria, or Gorm that just, they just stay there and slowly work their way into the fray. But if you're going for another DPS unit, um, chances are, yes, she has that invincibility or the flinch resist,
Mhm.
but I feel like she might just get completely nuked out of it before you can even finish, and it also has a long wind up time.
It absolutely could be the case, for sure. If I'm using her, she's getting my Gorm buff. Just saying that as
Yeah,
well.
fair enough. Okay.
So, like, if she's in the fray, she's gonna get that. She already takes reduced chances from criticals. You could give her an arc, and like, she's so stacked on damage. You could put 50% of her SC towards even more damage to make her even more ludicrous and auto hit cap, and
Hmm.
still have so much room to put in damage mitigation.
Okay.
Like,
So
like
her.
you could make her tanky. Like, you can't, like, with how stacked she is, I don't know if you could spend 90 SC on damage to make her a glass cannon. Like, there's not enough skills in the game. She has too much built in, you know? Um,
Okay, so let's just say, okay, so you build her tanky. All right, you start with an S3. Let's say the biggest threat on the defense, and this obviously this is situational or whatever, but let's say it's 2B. All right, you S3 into 2B, but then 2B S3s to your Ruto, right? So now who's melee hitting?
okay, so I assumed that if you're going to use her, you're not going to be an idiot, and at first target somebody that you know is going to be teleporting. So, like, I would lead hitting Theria or hitting a Roy, or like somebody stationary, and then
Mhm.
while everybody's hitting my Gorm or Ruto or whoever, I use Gorm because I don't have Ruto. Then you follow back up and you charge it on everybody else after they've blown their load on Ruto and you've killed their backline. You
Mhm.
know, like, I'm not going to target Sheeta. I'm not going to target 2B. I'm not going to target like A2 because like I know they're going to dash away anyway.
Right.
Like, I don't target. That's not who I target with my Roy. If I'm going to target somebody, I would do the same thing with her. So
Mhm.
I would just be
Okay.
smarter than doing that.
Fair enough.
Is is my answer.
No, yeah, I was just trying to present
I under
situations.
I
Yeah.
loved every
I think
second
I
of
think
that.
I think Zero was just trying to call me stupid at one
I
point.
loved every second of it. I loved it.
Subliminally, he was like, "Yeah, you're stupid for
No,
bringing
no.
that up."
Sometimes we got to be a little spicy.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yo,
No, I understand
Jawline's
though.
melee versus Zero's melee.
Yeah.
But what's
Doing
also
full
really cool
auto
though,
hit.
if you guys are a lot of players out there, I was not aware, but the Terramouth 1 and 2 are both on general arcs. So yeah, start learning them on the characters that you're teaming up with right now. So if you do get melee, they're gonna benefit from all her status ailment dealing. So yeah, that's good. That's one thing to think about. That was what I thought was really good is that most like thank goodness that a lot of the Terramouth 1 and 2 are not on LRs or UR. They're all in general pool. So more damage. So awesome.
Yeah. Well, just in general, you talked about like people potentially educating themselves just based on her release, like whether they get her or not.
Right.
It's a new exposure to ailments and like how they can matter.
Yes.
So hopefully people that like go into Discord and they're like, "Hey, my whoever the fuck isn't capping reliably, like what's a good build?" Well, it's like there's a lot of builds, but the real question is what are you doing wrong? And like
Right.
what can you do better?
Right.
Like maybe you can go out of your way to go build an ailment support. You
Ooh,
know,
yeah.
like literally anybody can have an ailment support on their account. There's so many free options. I guarantee every single account has somebody that can do it.
And they don't even know it.
You know?
Most of the time, they probably don't even know that there's something in their account that is doing something that hmm,
For sure.
awesome.
Yeah. So pretty cool. Very very excited to see how she actually plays out. Of course, everything that we say, is just based off what we read in her kit and just speculations.
Speculation.
A test could prove something completely different, but
Yep.
we just give our 2 cents and then see how it plays out.
Yep.
So I don't know if you guys want to add anything else, or if you want to move on to the
The buffs.
buffs. The buffs.
Yay! Let's talk about the buffs.
Oh,
Yep.
right, the
Yes,
buffs. Yeah.
yes. We almost
Yeah. I'll end with a similar note of don't go pull crazy. Let people test. Like there are obviously things that we don't know on paper. On paper, she does look really ludicrous, but there are things such as maybe her auto attack could potentially suck. Maybe her S3 only has one stock. Like some of those, maybe there's like weird interactions with how her skills actually like target enemies. There's
yes.
things that can make her like significantly start plummeting in like value. Um,
That's a
I
good
think
note.
that like I think that based on what we've seen, there's no way she can be bad at all.
Right.
Like it's not possible. Like all those things could be true. Like her auto attacks could be shit, and her S3 could have one stock, and like she could have really weird range limitations, and she's still going to be an insane unit.
Right, right,
But
right.
it's just a matter of how broke she's
Yeah,
going to be.
it's a great
So
note. Yes, absolutely. I agree.
if you're free to play and you're like really, really stingy on like how you save and stuff, like you're sitting and just waiting on pitying a unit, she could be the unit you've been waiting for, but just wait to be sure. Let people do all their testing. She's going to be here for like 2 or 3 weeks,
Yeah,
right?
probably the
So
rest of the month for sure.
yeah, so just keep chilling.
Mm-hmm.
You're good.
Okay. So with
All
that,
right.
gonna go ahead and move on to the news. I have it pulled up. I think is it showing on you on
Yep,
your
we got
guys'
it.
end?
We have it. Let me double. Yep, we have it up. You're good to go.
Okay, cool. All right. So real quick, the Descent of Heroes Festival, she has, that disc, or not the discount, but the cheap first lap of the step up. So if
Yes.
you guys, spend but don't spend a lot, this is
Beautiful.
primarily what I do
Yeah.
nowadays. I definitely do this every time a new unit comes out and it happens to have this. I think it's pretty good value for what you spend. You get 2 spins on the first one, 3 spins on the second one, 5 spins on the third, and then
Yeah,
you get a
free
free
10.
multi.
Nice.
So you very well could get lucky and get
Mhm.
her, or get the arc, or maybe get both.
Yes.
I've seen both.
Ah, man. Oh
I
man.
mean, I personally haven't
Yeah.
gotten both.
No,
but I'm
neither
saying
have
I've
I.
seen
That's
both.
I've seen pulls though there, and it's just like I'm blown away by. I think I saw one where it was like one character and 2 URs. It was just insane, dude. What you could possibly
Yeah.
get on these things.
So if you spend and don't spend a ton, this is worth your money. So
Yeah.
there's that. There is
Oh.
the White Day Step Up Gotcha.
Yes.
This gotcha is a Step Up Gotcha that advances to the next step each time you spin the gotcha. You
Yeah.
can pull up to the second lap only once.
Yeah.
All steps can be spun with free crystals.
Yep.
So long story short,
Valentine's.
this is the 30K banner, right? That usually comes every now and then, and it's referred to as the 30K banner. Previously, we had the Valentine's one, which included all females, or was it almost all of them, or was it all of them?
It was a good chunk. It was like Leona, all the newer females for sure. I think it was Eliza, S.
Everybody else is
Alice.
Eliza.
Yeah.
It was everybody up to Eliza's release.
Everybody
So
up to Eliza. Okay.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you can use free crystals. It's 30K to get the unit exchange ticket. Um, and then on the fifth one, you get a one male unit guaranteed. It's random, but at least you get a guaranteed one. The unit, this is the biggest one. The unit Luxeus, God of Ruin's gender, is listed as unknown and is therefore not a male unit. However, this unit will appear in this gacha. This also applies to the unit exchange
Great
ticket.
note. Great note.
beautiful.
So basically, if you don't have Luxeus and you happen to have 30K free crystals, now is the time, or now is your chance to get him for 30,000 crystals. That's if you happen to reach it and you don't get it. Um, you very well could get him leading up to the unit exchange ticket, right? That could be the case.
Yep.
But just know that you can get him for 30K gems if you don't have him.
Yeah. I think that in general, if you're going to roll on this banner, like only roll on this banner if you have 30K to commit.
Right.
Don't
Yeah.
just randomly roll. So like if you're gonna do it with the mindset of getting Lug. I personally don't feel like probably any other unit is necessarily worth a guaranteed pity. Sheeta's probably pretty close just because he offers a lot of account utility in general. But like maybe if you get up to like almost pity and then you get Lug, I'd probably say go for Sheeta. After that, who do you think guys would be like
I
good
personally would do it for
value?
Lanceville because I wasn't able to
Like
pull
value?
on his banner. I was broke on Lanceville's banner, so the fact that I could get him at 30K is probably more than what I would have spent if I would have chased him. So the way I look at it is like, okay, I could have when he first dropped, I could have spent 60K and got shafted, versus right
Right.
now spending.
Was Lanceville before or after Maja? Is Maja gonna be on there?
Lance was before Maja.
I think.
Damn. Okay, so
I think
Maja,
I'm pretty
yeah, so you're gonna
sure.
have to wait. So you're gonna have to wait for Maja probably. Yeah, because Maja came after Sheeta, right?
yes, shortly after.
Maja came after Sheeta. Actually, wait, wasn't it Sheeta, Maja,
Oh, and
Eliza,
then
Lanceville?
Yeah, I don't know if Lanceville's in here.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just saying,
sorry,
it's
sorry.
hypothetical. If like Lanceville was in here and I wasn't able to get him, like that's why I love this 30K, these 30K pities. I'm hypothetically speaking. I don't know if he's in there or not.
If Maja is in there and you have Luxeus already, Maja is probably worth the 30K pity.
Mm-hmm.
And that's even a chance
Yeah,
of you
like-
possibly pulling multiple DOH out of this thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's I think it's if you have the 30K like Zero said, it's an absolute win. I know people are saying bait this. It's not bait. It really isn't. If you are certain that you want a unit, he launches. You don't want to spend and chase. Wait for something like this. This will be.
Yeah, this is what people wait all year
Yeah,
for.
this is.
Yep.
Like this is the time. This is what you've been saving for.
Yeah.
Like get the thing you need.
Yes, exactly.
The best free to play route you could go is, as DK was saying in Zero, wait. They come out, okay, cool. Wait, because boom, look at this. Now you can get Luxeus for 30K, right?
And several others. And several others.
Yeah, and several others. But I'm just using him as a reference
Yeah.
because everyone's like Luxeus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and like this is also a good example of how like the way they've been balancing units over the last year or two, power creep is so contained. Like we see some power creep, but it is definitively side creep where like we still have units like Luxeus and like Maja was like at least 6 months ago at this point, probably, right? And like they're still like a hot topic that's like
Right.
reason to go pity for. SM Theria is still worth going to pity for.
Yep.
Like they're like things have longevity. It's not like we're getting pity and then the thing that you pity is useless because something else came better in the next update. Like they're still really fucking good.
Mhm.
So
So needless to say, this is a very good banner, right? For those
What-
that have, if you have the 30K and are going to spend it,
What-
this is where you should.
What I'm gonna do, I actually re-rolled for Rimuru just because I wanted him on an account. What I'm probably gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and save 30K and test this entire banner out and see how it rolls out. I'm just so curious to see like how much I can get out of it, and who knows, like I could probably walk out with Zogzeas, Maja, Lanceville. Like I'm super curious to see like how well this is. So I'll be doing that for fun.
you're gonna get like 25 shins. Enjoy.
Oh my!
Don't
Imagine.
Oh,
That'd be
man.
horrible. Okay, so moving on. Event Trials of the Summoned Beast release. Trials of the Summoned Beast.
Jawline.
Huh?
No, we're getting closer to like the monsters. So I'm like,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So about Trials of the Summoned Beast. Trials of the Summoned Beast is an event where you can get accessories inspired by summoned beasts. Pretty cool. These accessories can be alchemized in Godforge Alchemy. This is the first time we get accessories
Yeah.
in the Godforge. So very
Well,
excited to
no,
see. Right?
not exactly. Wasn't Magisteel an
No, I'm saying
accessory?
like Godforge. Godforge. Like
Oh, I got you. I got
yeah.
you.
So
Okay,
I know we had
I
accessories
feel
in
you.
alchemy in the
Yeah,
thing, but I meant like Godforge
yeah,
level
that's my
or
bad.
whatever.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hear you. Good.
Um, so first time we get accessories in the Godforge, pretty cool. Excited to see what they offer. I'm wondering if their traits or what they do are going to be based off of what the summons do. I'm assuming maybe they will, but we'll just have to see when it comes out. Alchemize them to create powerful equipment. In addition, this event will be held regularly.
Awesome.
Ooh,
Very
pretty
awesome.
nice.
Hmm.
Yeah, that sounds
Alchemy
great.
materials, summoned beast medals, and battle tickets will carry over to the next event, so you can play at your own pace. Very cool.
Hmm.
So,
There's no need to rush, is
okay,
what it's
so
saying.
what I'm hearing is we're getting a new Tower of Trials type thing,
Hmm.
which is great.
Hmm.
That's effectively what this is. The resources carry over. It's going to repeat so that you can rerun it every time it comes up, like once a month or once every 2 months. And we're going to get new gear that can then be Godforged, which is also from Tower.
All right.
True. Yeah. Yep.
Sounds
I
good.
see what you're saying.
I
Yeah.
I
wonder if
like
we're
that.
gonna
Pretty
be able
exciting.
to upgrade our summons because you can see them in the background. I wonder if
I assume it's just fights. Like I
possibly,
doubt it. That'd be
yeah.
cool if they like had that hidden thing. But
Isn't Logmagia like a one tier then second tier level up kind of thing? Isn't there two different?
yeah, you can level it up by doing different like side missions and stuff.
Right.
So like you never know. I mean,
Right.
hey, you could be right. Maybe it's like once you beat them for the first time, you get an
Hmm.
upgrade to their summon. That'd be dope.
That would be so sick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Pretty
Something to look
cool.
forward to.
Yeah. Um.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. This is
Let's
what I'm
go,
excited
John.
about. Let's go, baby. All right. Okay. So Event Beast Mania released. Beast Mania. About Beast Mania. Beast Mania is an event that only monsters can participate in. Hell yeah.
Nice,
I'm more
nice.
than ready. Play this event to get monster only gear and prisms. Monster only equipment can be greatly enhanced with the Godforge alchemy. I'm curious to see what this greatly enhanced is. In addition, if you clear the nightmare quest that can only be played with a single monster unit, you'll get a stamp for that monster. Hell yeah, it better be Gobble. I better be able to get a Gobble sticker.
What if we
In
got Gobble
addition,
Bomber?
The
What if they gave us the Gobble Bomber,
dude,
except with some text on
at
it?
the
ooh,
very end of this, it's gonna have a little tiny font. Goblin excluded from event.
oh no, trash update. I'm not gonna play. Uh, okay, so in addition, this event will be held regularly. Okay, cool. So
That's what
it'll come
Tower
back.
told me.
Yeah,
Yes.
Dude, that's great.
So awesome,
That's
man.
very
so
nice.
Thank you. Thank you guys.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. So
Yeah.
this time you can get Gobble and Gobble
Go.
equipment and stamps. What the 10 out of 10 update.
Let's
I love
go.
it. I love it. More monsters will be added in future updates. Sweet. I'm very excited for this.
Hmm.
dude, this is just
It's
great.
great. It's
Like
great. It really is.
I mean, at the end of the day, this is kind of quality of life,
It
just in the
is.
sense of like it's giving us like a repeating thing to do, which we just sorely lack. Like we have
Right. Yeah.
power, but
So
power has
good.
gotten stale because like it takes so long to grind anyway, and the rewards are like just fine.
Right.
But like something else. Granted, who knows how valuable these will be once like we get all the gear, we gotta forge all the gear. Um, I would hope that it's gonna be like Tower, where it's like, hey, if you at least complete it, you get an extra like 500 or 1,000 gems every time the event comes around.
Right.
You know,
hmm
like there should be a repeat reason. So I'm hoping that there's something like that. That would be great.
Man, I'm excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Free gems. Let's go. That's the way I look
Yeah.
at it.
Tower Trials comes back.
Yeah.
Free
Free
gems.
gems.
Nothing too crazy with that. And then the Paco Cookie Trading
Cookies.
Space.
Cookies.
During this event, you can collect romantic Paco cookies from various locations, collect them to exchange for a Prism exchange ticket, which can be exchanged for a unit Prism for a male unit. Exchange that ticket in Prism Trading Space. Very nice.
So this is like what we
Uh,
got for Valentine's Day with the Woman.
yeah, now it's just for the males.
That's great.
Pretty cool.
So I wonder if this is going to be the same where we get 3.
I hope
That'd
so.
be cool.
I got I got players already
I would
ready.
hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get Maja. I can get Sheeta. I can get who else do I want? I don't even know.
Don't
But I
you
don't
don't you
care.
have
Hey,
Lance? Don't be you
I
better.
have Lance, but like
Oh!
I
He
I
said
use him
he
to
said
I
screw
use him to
Lance.
fight
I know he
Kraken.
did.
I just use him to fight Kraken. That's all I do with
I
Lance.
just like Lance, man. He's cool.
He's badass.
He's so cool.
So where to get romantic Paco cookies, login bonus, friend gifts, main story quest, free quest, sub quest, event quest. So very a lot of sources that you could get
Everybody
these
put
from.
their friends as cookies, please.
No, you say that, but don't they normally just give like one?
I
Right?
mean,
Isn't it
it's
just one cookie?
it's
Man,
something.
you're better off farming it,
I
right? From
mean, I'm just
IGC3.
saying, bro. If I'm lazy
Oh,
about
oh,
it.
yeah, okay. Okay. So how to get unit prisms, collect romantic Paco cookies,
Nice,
trade for our prism exchange ticket. Yep.
nice,
So you
nice.
can just exchange them. You get +2. Let's
Oh,
see. What
like
does it say here?
prisms for Cow Swordman, Magic Beast Ray, and Ice are not available in the trading space. The unit
Wow.
Logzeus, God of Ruin, gender is listed. Okay. However, his unit prism can be. Oh,
Yes,
Ooh,
you can get Lugzais. I
I'm
assume
gonna
it's
give
very
me a +2
nice.
lug. Hell yeah.
everybody's
I'll
gonna get a
take
loot
that.
one. Sure.
Yes.
I'll get that.
Oh, well, what do you know?
Um,
Who's that?
White Day login bonus. It just gives you more. So Paco cookies,
Yeah.
orbs, orb recoverers, cookies, orb
And
recoverers, and then
1,000.
on the 15th day, 1,000 crystals. So it's safe to say that you'll probably be able to get enough cookies to clean out the shop and then get the unit exchange, or the prisms. I mean,
Right.
so
That great for new players. That power up campaign.
for new
Great.
new players. I've met a few new players that were struggling. So
Yep.
if you happen to watch and you're struggling, this is definitely help you out.
Is anybody else like completely dry on everything? I have nothing. Like I have, I
No,
wanna,
I'm
I'm just,
pretty good, I think.
barren right now. I have like 2, 3 reds. I have like 10 purples. It's bad.
Did you do the super friend gotcha, man?
No, I never
Did you
do that.
spam it?
I never
It
do. I
I'm
just
guessing
save
it's
it.
probably going away. So if you have points saved up, I dropped like 400K since it came
Oh
back finally.
wow. How'd it go? I didn't think
I
it
mean,
tells.
I got like 10 plus of all the megas and I don't know, a whole bunch of the other shit. Like
Oh
you get a lot.
shit.
You get a lot of stuff.
Maybe I'll launch
So
that
it's
tonight.
really good.
Okay.
Especially like people that struggle with like Godforge and alchemy and stuff for like
Right.
your
Right.
weapons for enhancing them. Like
Mhm.
that's the main place to get shards if your tours aren't up. So
Oh okay.
yeah, it's really good. It's definitely worth doing, and it's only here every like month or two.
Right.
So like
Right.
if
I have like
people have a bunch of
200K. I
friends,
think I could blow on it.
yeah, so
Sweet.
it's worth spending it.
Okay.
Here we
So moving
go. Here
on
we
to
go.
the 5th enhancement released for select units. After this maintenance, the Doctor Stone collab units will become able to reach 5th enhancement. Also, the power level of these units will be upgraded. Please see below for details. Here we
So
go.
I want to talk in general about
Let's
this
talk.
idea.
Oh,
Let's
I
talk.
okay.
was
Go
told
ahead.
in general that like we can't go and like have updates to old collabs unless like a new contract is signed
Mhm.
or like there's some sort of agreement made.
Right.
So I wonder if like maybe they weren't able to get a deal for like for a third rerun,
Right.
but they were like, okay, could we at least go through and like get like retouch up these things and like they managed to sign like a more minor deal for it, which to me, if that's the case, tells us we're probably not ever going to get another Stone rerun,
Exactly.
but we at least got these unit updates.
Yeah.
It also tells me maybe this implies that ReZero and DMC are almost certainly going to get reruns because they didn't have this sort of deal. So, like, if it's a thing where they needed a contract, okay, then it could just be they worked something out and this is just an update where we got the thing. If it's like, hey, we are wanting to do a push where we just bring up units that haven't been updated yet up, and we'll do that. But like we have an event in the future for other ones, so we won't update them yet because we
Yeah.
have an event that's going to do it. Like, hopefully, this implies that DMC and ReZero are going to get reruns. I hope.
Yeah. I think Capcom will. I think they might be a little bit more lenient to
DMC.
to DMC happening again. Absolutely. You know, it's kind of funny because I actually did some research on the I guess the not creators, but the Dr. Stone music and copyright on stuff, and it's actually very strict. So it's pretty. It's kind of amazing that they were able to get it even twice. So yeah, like Zero said, there's a really good chance that we probably will not see this collab anytime soon, which is kind of a bummer because Gen is a very good character.
Yeah.
And it just kind of bites a little bit, but go
All right.
ahead.
That's fine. It's okay.
No.
I got the one that really matters. Kohaku.
Kaku, yes.
Okay. All right. So moving on to their buffs, or their fifth enhancements.
I'll be right
So
back.
Senku, trait 1, science, attack, magic, damage plus 150%, damage cap plus 12,000, damage taken from non-humans minus. I'm only gonna read the red, which is the
Yep.
new that's been added. So, damage taken from non-humans minus 20%. When unit is alive, boost other allies' fire, ice, earth, thunder attack damage plus 30%, and boost their skill, magic, and special HP recovery plus 30%. I think they mentioned that something wasn't really working right with Senku's trait, so they're going to fix that. I wasn't aware of it, but apparently it wasn't properly applied, but now it's going to be. So let's see what else. Boost the damage boost for science and magic for levels 2 to 4 of trait 1. Okay. Boost damage cap for science and magic for levels 3 to 4 of trait 1. Boost the amount of SET recovered by the special from level 2 onwards. Interesting. Fix a bug in trait 2. Okay, so that's probably what they're fixing. So
Yeah, in
go ahead.
general, in general, like seems pretty great. Like I don't have Senku, but I know he's been overshined a lot. This brings his magic up to about Rimuru levels, which is like I'd say like tier 3, tier maybe 2.5 for like pretty good, you know, like almost Rabala levels but not quite.
Mhm.
Which is like pretty good. Damage from non-humans is nice. One of the things that he was always notorious for is the smallest HP pool in the game. So I'm hoping that with his E5, his HP stat buff is going to be like 1,000 plus. Like if he's one of the units that gets like, you know, 1250 of a health increase, that's like more than 50% base HP increase. Like it's huge. He has like
Yeah.
2,000 base, which is hilariously low. So like just getting E5, his stats getting increased is going to be really nice for him. In
Yep.
addition to some of this other stuff. So like yeah, he seems pretty good.
He's gonna be
Yeah.
fun. He's gonna be a lot of fun to use.
Yeah.
Um,
Rainbow Mage that supports the team. Oh, also
Absolutely.
continue. Did he already have continuous recast?
yeah, he had it when
That's
they
right,
got when he got his buffs the first time.
right. Yeah, that's right.
Second time
Okay,
buffs.
Cool.
so Senku, cool, exciting stuff.
Oh.
Kohaku, I think everybody's excited about. Well,
Yeah,
I'm excited about
I
Kohaku.
am. I'm so excited.
Okay, so list of added skills: Ultimate Boost 3, pretty cool.
Nice.
Physical trait 1, physical attack damage plus 50%, damage cap plus 10,000.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I
Just
like it. I'm a big
flat.
fan of it.
Boom.
Just flat 10k. Cool. Very nice. And nothing else on her trait 1, nothing on her trait 2. The other though added a damage cap boost to skill 2, max plus 5,000. So on top of the 10,000, now her S2 has an additional 5,000. So 15,000 on her S2. Very nice.
Yeah, which
Um,
her S2 is a pretty high hit count.
It
Like that was a
is.
pretty good one for doing damage for like
Mm.
just speed and everything. And
it's quick.
yeah, it's
It's
good.
fairly quick.
Yes, it's very
And
good.
then and then moving on, boosted the power of special and added a damage cap boost, max plus 30,000. So a 30k cap on her ult.
That's
Pretty
awesome.
cool. They give her ult boost 3, so it'll help reaching that. And I'm assuming you're going to have to give her more if you want to reach it. But she comes with ult boost 3, which is very nice. Boost the amount of physical special damage for the skill Ginro's support to 25%.
That's awesome.
I forget what it is already, or what it is right now. Do you guys
I
know
can look
by
it up
I'm
since
chance?
you're
pulling it
familiar
up
with
right
that.
now.
Okay, all right. And then added 3,000 Earth and Lightning damage cap effect to the skill Earth's Bounty. I think this originally was what 20% that just gave damage, just 20% damage to Earth and Thunder, and then they added a 3k cap
3K,
Yeah,
onto
3K
it.
cap.
I think so. Okay, so that skill originally was 10% chance to ignore 50% of defense, so a piercing effect.
Mhm.
Which good for arena and stuff. And then it was plus 10% to physical and
Yep.
special damage. So this is going to
Ooh,
25%.
That's
So
very
plus
nice.
15% both. That's nice.
Very
very
nice.
nice. And then that Earth Bounty, you guys still have it up? I don't know if you want to.
Earth
Originally, it was what 20%.
Bounty is, I believe that's her trait, right?
No, it's a passive that she
Oh,
has.
it's a passive.
I think it just
20%.
gets a 3k cap, so it is 20%.
Yep, it was 20% before. Now it's also got some cap to it.
Okay,
Nice,
pretty cool.
nice.
Very nice. So needless to say, I'm gonna E5
She's
her
got
in
yes,
user
she's an
for sure.
absolute guarantee E5 on my end. She is
Yeah.
looking so damn good.
So like, here's the thing: she's not gonna be better than like a Levi, but when she was released, she was one of the most fun units in the game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, her
Like being a
S1 zooming.
S1 with
Mhm.
0 range restrictions, god damn it was she satisfying to use.
Purple orb and
Yeah,
stock one. Oh my lord! Just boom, 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 boom.
I'm gonna try her in arena just to
Just
see how
absolute
she
a
plays.
blast. And you
She's
know
not
what?
that bad. Like with
No,
the tools we have now, I used her a couple of months ago and like she kind of held up after her buffs. It wasn't
Hmm.
crazy, like
yeah.
decent, and I think this is gonna bring her back up to like if you need somebody that can nuke, she might be able to do it, you know?
Hmm. Okay,
That's
pretty
good.
exciting stuff.
Yes,
Yeah,
very.
So,
it is.
Mhm.
moving on to Tsukasa, added skills, Dark Mega Drive, and then Spear Mega Boost. So damage boost and also some physical damage reduction, for arena. Very nice. Um, so
And
Dark
4K cap.
Mega is a 2K, and then
2K, yeah,
Spear
4K
Mega
total.
is 2K.
Total
Yeah, so
4K
4K
extra.
for both.
Mhm.
Very nice. So no changes to trait 1 or trait 2. Other boosted the damage cap
A
of
trade two.
trait 2. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Max plus 7,000.
yeah. Extra. It's an extra
Damage.
2,000 on the trade two.
It's an extra what?
2,000. So far a
2,000?
total of
Ah,
6.
okay. So, but it's only on crit, correct?
That one is trait
Because her.
2 critical damage. Yep.
Okay. So his crit now has an extra 2K.
Hmm.
Interesting. Added damage cap to skill 3,
Wow, that
max
is insanity,
12,000.
bro. Wow. And
So,
that's his
okay, hold on.
really nasty skill too.
I don't have him, but I assume his skill 3 is like really low hit
It's
count.
it is, but it's got a like I think it's got a huge AoE
It's a
though.
huge AoE and it's
Huge.
like pretty
And
instant.
he
It's
has a human
very instant.
slayer, so he's just
So he's
nasty.
basically got Dilmorto. He's Dilmorto
No,
on
no, 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 because he doesn't dash. It's just he throws his spear, so he doesn't. He can do it from anywhere on the
It's
map. He doesn't have
nasty
to
as
be
hell,
in the
dude.
fray.
It really is. I've actually
Oh,
used it
okay,
in
so
arena
it's a ranged
whenever
attack. Okay.
yeah.
But either way, so you do it at any range, it hits a thing and then explodes in a big range.
Yep.
No, it hits, but it's already hitting as an explosion. It's not
Yeah.
hitting and then explosion. It's
Okay,
just an explosion.
cool.
So very nice.
Super nice.
Um, Boosted special power and added a damage cap boost effect, max 20,000.
Cool.
So more cap on
Yeah,
the
that's nice.
special. Pretty nice. Boosted damage reduction for the skill explosion resistance to minus 30%. I believe this is fire and light, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, you are correct.
Explosion. Okay.
Yep. So with that
Boosted.
20% got an extra 10.
Neat. Very nice. Boosted the damage amount of the skill like a king to 30% and added a physical attack damage cap plus 3,000. What? So more damage cap on
Yeah,
top of damage cap.
his is looking really good too next to Kwaku's. They both got some really nice work done to them.
Cool.
Okay, so pretty. I'll use them.
Oh, I'm
I
gonna use
think.
them. I'm using them
Yeah,
both. Straight up,
I
man.
think I'm gonna E5
Yeah, no.
Kawaku first and then Tsukasa.
Yeah.
But anyways, pretty exciting stuff. Moving on to again, list of added skills.
Boy.
No attribute attack raise 3,
Yeah.
so 30% and then 2K cap. Pretty nice.
So it's
Um,
worth saying in general, his best in slot stuff is him running like neutral staffs, and he already has really good Goddess Kiss procs. This is going to push him even further.
Yep.
He had no cap raises, which means this is technically a 20% damage ceiling
mhm,
increase to him
Mhm.
at
Yep.
base. Pretty
Pretty
good.
neat. Pretty neat. No change to trait 1. Trait 2, battle start and near death. Give all allies a buff for physical attack damage plus 30%, science attack magic damage plus 30%, and then more likely to
Yeah.
be targeted
I will
by
take that.
enemies.
That's nice.
Man, I wish I had him.
Oh,
Oh, he's
rip.
so good. He's so good.
And then boosted the amount of HP regen for the skill A Drink of Cola. I'm not familiar because I don't have him, but I don't know. I don't know
So
what you guys think of this buff.
It's only
or-
5% on his
um,
trait too. So
yeah, the main thing that people should care about is no attack raise 3 is really big,
Mhm.
just for his reliability, and then also just the fact that he gets 10 more SC in his basic stat increases.
exactly. That's huge.
That's really the reason to do it. This other stuff is like very minor. Like if it was MP regeneration and Drink of Cola, I'd care more. I forgot it even regens HP. I only care about it for the MP
MP.
regen.
I wish it
It's
was a
pretty
little
neat.
more MP regeneration, but
Yeah.
maybe just broken.
And Yeah, I wish
Okay,
it was
so
just more
oh, go ahead.
reliable. Like it'd be nice if he basically just got like if Drink of Cola was basically the regeneration and auto advance circles. It'd be nice if they just changed it to be that. Instead, it's like unique, but it's a chance. So it's
Right.
kind of like Rimru's.
Hmm.
So basically, right now, I think it's like every 6 seconds he has a 30% chance to get like 5% HP, like to get a heal and to get like 2% max HP or something.
Correct. Yeah.
I can get the exact
Oh, the
number.
auto farmer comes back strong.
Yeah, so moving on to Chrome, skill and special damage plus 60%. I don't know what all this originally is at because I don't have them. So if any of you
Yeah.
guys have
I
them,
do. Yes.
okay. So skill damage, skill and special damage plus 60%, science and magic damage plus 100%, fire
Oh.
and thunder attack damage cap plus 8,000.
Okay, so skill and special got a 20%, and science magic damage was 40. Now it's 100. That's awesome.
Damn,
Yeah, so
a lot.
huge cap there, and then the thunder got a 4K cap increase.
Okay, pretty cool. Very
Mm-hmm.
nice.
Oh, actually,
Um,
you know what? Could run him with Gen in Arena, and he could be another magic DPS in Arena.
There you go.
this
There you
man,
go.
this
Just
man.
run generator or gunpowder on him.
There you
hmm
go.
And then trait 2, battle start, chance to get an item from all enemies with
Mhm.
from chance to get an item from all enemies with items.
Yes, mini beast hunter.
Um yeah, so mini beast, I believe it's what, 35%,
It's
right?
yeah, it's still kind of
The
low, yeah, but it's still nice.
um
It's I think it's 30. It's 30 or
30?
35.
Okay.
Yeah.
When defeating an enemy, chance to get an
Very
item.
nice.
So
So
boost chance based on trait level. I'm curious to know what this percentage is, right? If it's like MTR or Master Thief Robins.
Hmm.
yeah,
If it's like that, then I don't think there's a reason to run Robin. Or I guess you could run both, but I don't know.
yeah,
He's already got like a built-in Beast Hunter, and on top of that, he can steal on kill.
yeah.
So
Yeah, he's this helps him a lot. Even if it's like a 20% chance,
Right.
it's really because before, as far as I know, if you were like end game, you have Chrome, but you also have resources to do other stuff. Like the best thing you could do if you care about resources is like run MTR as your actual farming mage, and then just run Chrome with no damage boost, just so he's
Mhm.
technically in the party, so that you
right.
get the wave start. You could instead just use Chrome.
hmm
So if it's like 20, 30,
Ooh,
or more on kill at max, that's pretty huge. Chrome's definitely best
good
farmer of
call,
all.
Panda. He said I forgot he got an accessory, a paid accessory that gives you an item too on kill. So I'm kind of
Well,
curious
is
to see
it
if that stacks. It's
Oh,
called
that would
strap
definitely stack.
bags. Let me see. It's
Yeah, it'll definitely stack for
yeah,
sure.
chance to obtain an item upon defeating an enemy. Is for his paid accessory too. So man,
Yeah,
he's actually a really good auto farmer.
yeah. So
Mhm.
it's if you have his paid, it's basically a unique thief bangle. So you can
Yeah.
run this and thief
A thief
bangle, and
bangle. Holy shit.
yeah, so you can have a
That's
lot of chances.
interesting, man. Okay, Chrome. There you go.
Okay, so moving on. Boosted the amount of science magic damage from trait 1. Okay, says right there. Boosted the power special. Boosted the maximum damage increase from the skill A Curiosity for Science to 80%. Not sure if you know what that is, DK, originally.
Maximum damage for Curiosity of Science. Yeah, that one is gonna be that's gonna be his passive. So for original, that one is Battle Start recovered SCT 10 seconds when science magic slash skills are used. Gradually increase damage. Max 50% resets each way. So 80%, 30% increase on there. And then Vital
Nice.
Jab is a 20% and 5% crit rate. So
Oh,
that
so we got
is
20% more
20% there.
damage.
Very nice.
Cool. Okay,
Some good
so
buffs.
yeah,
Yeah,
very, very
very,
good
very.
ones.
You know what, man? The originals like squad like everybody else, and then these guys get this. Pretty crazy, man.
It's almost
Yeah.
like they're starting to figure out how to buff units a little. Like
I knew that was coming.
those flying units have
I-
good buffs too.
We're
Like even
thinking
though
it.
I
You
wanted
said
more,
it.
like I wanted more out of Rimuru, but like as a mage, he got
Right.
some good buffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I think
Cool.
that about covers all the buffs.
Oh, yeah.
I think that pretty much covers it.
Everything. Yeah.
Everything, right, for the podcast. So, I'm not sure if you boys have anything else that you want to add before we sign
Honestly,
out.
no. This guys, this is a great update. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Really good unit and arc, really good buffs. Events are going to be fun, something unique.
We're getting a pity banner.
Getting a I mean, God, this is great.
There's so much.
So great.
We're getting 2 pieces of new permanent content.
And we
That's
talk
nice.
shit. We talk a lot of shit, and it's like, and I really just don't have anything really bad to say right now.
Nope.
It's great. This is the direction that I would love to see them continue on. Yeah, I'm excited, guys. So
Feels good. Thanks for stopping by live, everybody.
yes, guys, thank you so much for
yeah.
stopping by.
Um,
and,
So
I
oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go
Oh.
take it away, man.
I was just gonna say, so as I had mentioned earlier when we started, and maybe those that just now tuned in or maybe joined in a little bit after the start, due to some technical difficulties with Zero, we have decided to make either the podcast on the YouTube side either be on DK's channel or my channel. But I think how it went the first time around, I think it's I think we might continue it on DK's, right? I don't know
Yeah,
how you
no,
feel about that.
I have it all set up now, so we'll have no more
Okay.
issues.
All right. Yeah. So from here on out, the podcast will be on the YouTube side, will be on DK's channel. I'm over on Twitch. If you guys are on Twitch and want to see it on that side as well, from my perspective, I am there as well. But yeah, I don't think we have anything else to say. We appreciate every one of you guys jumping by. It was very fun to cover all this. So wish you guys luck. If you happen to pull for Melee, good luck. If not, then good luck on the 30K banner. Maybe you might pull something before you reach the unit ticket. But yeah, as always,
Yes.
thanks for watching.
All right, guys.
And we'll catch you guys next time.
Have a good one, everybody.
All right, peace. All right, and I forgot I had to stop this.
There's a big glowy button in Streamlabs. You can do it.
No, I can't do it. Later, guys. All right,
You
we're
done
off.
on your end,
We're
DK?
off. We're off.
Good. Okay. Yeah.
Wow, guys.